Hello! Hey everybody, how are you? It is I, Trooper SJP, and this is the Academic Foxhole. I was earlier today, i.e. not that long ago, I was on the Discord, the Academic Foxhole Discord, and I was talking with everybody. We were having this really great conversation about Vampire Edition 5, and hey, Evie and PH. So we were having this really interesting conversation about the real world and fantasy settings. This is all around the situation with White Wolf and Vampire 5, and it was such a good conversation that I looked up and it was noon, and I was like, oh no, I have got to go. I have got to go and stream right now. So, hey Ice Bunny, so here I am. I'm sorry I'm a tad late, but we were talking about the use of the real world in your fantasy setting, or, you know, in your RPG setting. That thing is so badly written, makes no narrative sense. Sorry, y'all. I was trying to hog Jupiter for myself. No, but it was a really interesting conversation. And here's the thing. It's so fascinating because I know that there are people who don't want real-world elements in their games, and then there are people who do. And I'm thinking specifically about so GURPS, the game that I tend to GM a lot, has a number of settings. People always say GURPS has no settings, but it actually does have a number of settings. Has quite a few. And their basic fantasy setting is, they have a new one, Dungeon Fantasy, which isn't really a setting. Hey, Dema! But they have, their basic fantasy setting is Earth, Y, R, T, H. And it's a pretty cool, and you can find it for 4th edition in the book Banestorm, and it's a pretty cool setting. And the concept is no, wait, but this is related. It's related, Krellin. The concept is that some an interdimensional storm is summoned by the Dark Elves, who are dark just because of a different philosophy than the other elves. Are not physiologically different. Anyway, there's a problem with orcs, and I don't think GURPS would sponsor me. Anyway, right, there's a problem with the orcs. The elves do a spell. The spell creates this huge Banestorm. It's a big cataclysm. And what does? It goes across dimensions, and it picks up large groups of entities from these other dimensions and drops them off on Earth, that planet. And, oh, maybe I am a sponsor. And, and so one of the things it does is it picks up all of these human beings from our world, right, our historical medieval era, picks up a huge bunch of them and just dumps them on this planet in this other dimension. I see an MFIC too. And so it's a fantasy setting that has people from our real world on it. So the human beings that are on this fantasy setting are from our real world. What that means is that there are Christian, Jews, and Muslims and pagans in this fantasy setting, which I think is pretty cool. And they all have to deal with what does it mean for them to have their sort of religious systems in this fantasy space. No, I'm talking about Banestorm. Hello! And I know some people have said on the forums, oh, I mean, I like Banestorm, but I don't want to play it because there are real-world religions in it, and I don't want any real-world religions in my fantasy game. So, Witch Heart. So I see a Muppet Sprinkles, Imp Girl Love. Oh, I don't know where Imp Girl's from. So I know that there are people who really don't want any kind of real-world references in their settings. It upsets them, like, because there are people who won't play Banestorm just because there are real-world religions in it. And I also think about the ways in which Spire, right, which is basically your Dark Elves, and you're basically the French Resistance against the oppressive Light Elves overlords, is... hey, Barator, I was! But, like, so Spire, you are, like, basically a resistance person, fighting against your oppressive overlords, but you're a dark elf, and your overlords are, like, sun elves, so it's totally fine, and some people would be totally fine with that, but not fine if you actually just did a historical French Resistance game. So some people are totally fine with allegory, but they just don't want any kind of real-world element in their game. But other people are fine. They want to play the Old West. They want to play, you know... right now, we are in the power plant. We've just met our brother, and we are in a cliffhanger. We just had this discussion with a brother. We turns out we're estranged, and right now we're being attacked by raiders. Right now. At this moment. And I'm not even ready. Hey, drummer boy! I'm not even ready to have a big battle right now because I don't even remember what guns I have. So it's going to be rough. Thank you. Like, we're just walking right into combat. Just had a thought, but VTM in Nazi-occupied France would be interesting. Oh, it would be super interesting, right? VTM in Nazi-occupied France would be so interesting. I am excited about this concept. Sorry it's a long load. They've been cutting the electricity in and out of my building, and so then I have to, like, shut down my PS4 and then bring it back up again, and it's sort of irritating that way. It's fine. It's fine. Anyway, I think that would be really fun. Yeah, I think that I had a VTM character whose backstory included a lot of involvement with the Maquis. Oh, that's interesting. I played Vampire during the Mongol invasion. That was... See, that's the thing, right? You could play all these...
Shit!
Oh.
Bandit!
Okay.
Don't let them into the building!
Alright. Where are they?
You're gonna pay for that!
Wait, where are these bandits? Is that them? Okay, hold on. I need to swap weapons. I need to get this one. Okay. I think that's a bad guy right there. You're in my way, brother. You need to get out of... Brother, you're... It's very frustrating when I want to shoot people, but my brother's in the way. Oh, ouch. Hey. That was rude. I know, right? Classic, brother. Where are we? Alright, oh, I see you up there. There's a sniper. He's trying to shoot me. He's terrible. Oop. What do we got? There we go. Oh! Ouch! Hold on. What's going on? Somebody is shooting me in a place that I do not appreciate. Where are you? Sorry, I'm being shot at by bad guys, and I don't like it. You know what I'm gonna do? Oh! Oh my gosh! Hello? Excuse me for a moment. I was being shot at in ways that I found inappropriate. Now you're gonna ask, what are the ways to be shot at that are appropriate? I don't know that. Yeah, I'm gonna go up top. I know! Every time I try to shoot dudes, my brother gets in the way. It's super rude. I don't even like it. Yeah, we're going up top. Alright, and then we're gonna go back to our sniper rifle. Oh, wrong button. Get down. You know when you hit the wrong button and it's bad? Ouch! Why did I get shot? People need to stop shooting at me. Why is my brother just standing around? Okay. I feel like there's some more of them. Also, my brother, oh, hey. Okay. Ooh, ouch. Ouch, ouch. I'm gonna kill myself for a moment. Ooh, I don't have any more. Alright, hold on. Come here. Okay. Alright, so here's the thing I need to do right now.
Cover me!
Yeah, I can't do that. I need to make more healing potions. They're not potions, I know it. Okay, what do we got? I think we're moving in. No, 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 no. Wrong button. Hey, Esteni, how are you doing? I am currently, yeah, Rosa Troll. Hey, Esteni, how's it going? What are you doing with your life? It's true, they probably are just healing potions. It's fine. Y'all need to just get out of my way. Okay, okay. Working all the arts. Oh, I'm doing really well.
Bandits are breaking into the building.
Can you get out of there?
No, we're trapped.
We're gonna come to you.
They're here. Ellie, hide.
Okay. Alright, we're gonna have to figure out what's going on here. Sorry, we've got bandits and in my face. And I need bullets? Just for real, though? You're working on all the arts. What kind of arts are you doing? Alright, I think there's probably stuff for us to keep, but we're just gonna run. I need more bullets, though. There's a tomahawk. Ooh. Alright. Okay, I wish I had, oh. This is not good. I will try not to die. Oh, they do such a good job. They do a really good job. Let's see what we can do with maybe... It felt a little far, but I need to actually just rush forward because I don't have long-range weapons on me right... Oh, I don't have the bullets I need. You know how your life is sad? Background... Ooh, I like that. And down. Oh, hey, there were bullets. Can we get some bullets here? Let's do that. Oh! Oh, hi! Sorry. Oh! Oh! Oh my gosh! Why are you here? Why? That's unfortunate, everybody. We're in a bad space in my life. Maybe I should surprise him by trying to die. That could be like a real change. Come a little. Oh, I know what I can do. All right. I am going to go down here.
Let's go.
Oh, you know, I feel like you're probably right. Nobody really wants to fight. So we're gonna go around the side. We're gonna try to flank them. And I don't even know if this is gonna work out.
Watch my back.
Oh, wrong button! Ah, that was a brick.
That's all, little sons of bitches.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I want a zombie story where zombies make people stop being assholes and start working together more. That would be nice. Sometimes I wish stairs were as wide in real life as in video games. Oh, that would be nice. So I just want to point out that I am dying. I used a Molotov cocktail for greater good, but I don't have supplies to replenish, and I have no healing. I just wanted to share all of those things with you in case you were wondering how I'm feeling right now. Oh, some video games have wonderful high ceilings, and they're so nice. Hey, I killed a lot of people. Go me? I think you're supposed to feel good about murdering a lot of people. Maybe? I'm wandering around down here because I'm hoping I will be able to find supplies. Because, this is... Okay, so Drummer Boy, here's my life right now. I just want to share this with you. With fire. I know I killed him with fire. I would love to make some med kits, but I don't have the supplies. And this makes me sad. I feel like these guys should be dropping more... Yeah, right? They're shooting me. They should be dropping more bullets. I see you, Evie. Bullets. Like, why aren't they giving me more bullets? I feel like they don't care about me. I got the alcohol. Oh, did I get the alcohol? Oh, I did! Oh, drummer boy. Drummer boy, you are excellent. I just have one. Krellin, this is true. They are giving me bullets. Oh, I'm gonna just heal myself right now, if you don't mind. I'm just gonna do it. I approve of the realistic ammo mode. They're giving you lots of bullets, just, you know, just not in the way that maybe you'd want it. Alright, oh. Okay. Let's see. This is so true.
Joe.
I need you to let me down here. Okay. What do we got? Okay.
Get him!
You know what? I'm gonna keep going this way. Oh. There's nothing exciting over here. Alright, so now I'm going back this way. Okay. Let's do... What can we do here? There needs to be a power where you can recycle the bullets you shot and I know, right? Alright, it looks like I need to actually just hit over on this side.
I'll have a look out here. You.
Okay, I see you all. I need... Do I have any rifle bullets? I do not. Okay. But I have this scopy pistol.
Hey, he's over here!
Okay, so that was alright. That was okay. Things I learned. Bullets are really heavy, which makes sense when you remember, well, lead, but still. Just throwing... Does throwing bricks count as building a relationship? That's really good. Also, really bad. Okay, what do we got here? What do we got? You know when... I feel like... Wait. Oh. Hey. Ammo. I wonder how many bullets you have by the end of the game. That's a really good question. Okay. We have rifles and bullets. There are people over there. I'm gonna head this way. I'm also going to... I've got my shotgun, it's fine. We are going to see if we can maybe cut them off. Here we go. Wait, see, we're going around. Let's see. Trying to sneak up on people. It's okay. Wait, you. I think that was a bad guy.
Tommy?
Maria?
I'm alright. The kid's with me.
Oh.
That was
Yeah.
too damn close.
I did get the bad guy, so that's something. Okay.
You okay?
Okay. Right? I didn't even die.
I'm fine.
I didn't even die.
Oh man, they were coming in from every direction. Then
I wonder if
Maria was
anyone-
like, we gotta run, and so we dove over these tables, and this huge guy blasted with the shotgun.
slow down. Listen, hey.
Oh, that's
you
a good
hurt?
question.
No,
God damn it.
What?
I need to talk to you.
Uh-oh. Thanks, I didn't even die.
Absolutely not. You tell him to go find somebody else.
Maria, I can't have this hanging over my head.
Do you have any idea how many men we lost here today?
what's that all about?
Uh-oh. Like, I feel like he doesn't have to actually take us there, right?
Does that have anything to do with me?
Maybe.
About it later.
It does.
Did he tell you where the lab is?
We'll talk about it later.
Joel's so communicative. He's so communicative. He does such a good job.
One fuck up and then I turn into one of those widows, okay?
Oh,
I have to do this.
there was something I wanted to tell you all.
I don't know what else to say.
I was reading an article
Fine.
It was about this.
Maria. Here we go.
Uh-oh.
You. If anything,
Yep.
anything at all happens to him, it's on you.
Oh, he's gonna die, isn't he? Is my brother gonna die? That's life.
She's thankful, you know. Yeah, I know. I'll take that girl of yours to the Fireflies. You don't have to worry about it. It's best this way.
Okay.
You know, maybe some real good will come of this.
Yeah, right?
I need to talk to Ellie.
What, you're not gonna go with? I don't even know.
Say again, I didn't hear you.
Joe!
What is it? That girl of yours. She took one of our horses and rode off. Damn it. Which way?
Why? Why? Come on!
Out of here.
Go back inside. Help the others clean the place up.
This is what you get when you don't communicate.
There. Yeah. See the tracks?
See, this is like if you communicate, then these problems don't happen, right? You have to talk to people.
Get him.
The first part of what? Don't even tell me, Demo.
She couldn't have gotten far. We'll find her.
I wonder if I can do this.
Whoop. Stubborn kid.
Nice. Harry Pottering is what I call it.
Nothing like this. What's going on?
Lack of communication creates this story. I suppose that's true, but I sometimes worry. I was like, come on, you can have slightly better communication skills, right? But, you know, oh, the article I was reading, I wanted to tell you. It was all about the Sad Dad games, and it mentioned 3 Sad Dad games, all of which came out around the same time, all of which
She didn't go down this way.
were in development around the same time. And it was this one, The Walking Dead, and then there was a 3rd Sad Dad game, which... Now I'm trying to figure out what it was. I can't remember. But... what was the 3rd Sad Dad?
Horse tracks. She went into these woods. Come on.
Most movies, games, TV series would be over 30 minutes and people just talked. That's probably true. That's probably true. Or alternately, we'd have different kinds of stories.
4 tracks.
Okay, good.
I mean, sad zombie dads. Oh yes, I think it might have been Dishonored was the one they were talking about with the other Sad Dad game. It could have been Dishonored. Also, I think it might be interesting to see what kind of stories you actually make if people do talk to each other, because you might just get different stories. Are we going this way? Oh, sorry.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
Oh.
Got your back. How many do you see?
Uh-oh.
Too goddamn many.
Go around, I'll cover you.
You're gonna cover me? That's interesting. How come you're bad at shooting? I'm just asking. I'm gonna take that. I think if folks talk to each other, it becomes more of a group narrative rather than the solo one. Oh, that might be... Well, we don't have all that ammo. We have sad amounts of ammo. Hi, guess what? I'm gonna shoot you. Just like that. It was a thing that I just did. Well, someone tell me why Shirley Temple singing Animal Crackers in my super... Oh! Krellin, it's because you want to eat animals. Shotguns are great. I can equip a new weapon, but I don't see the new weapon. Oh yeah, I see what the problem is. Yeah, I see what the problem is. Here is the problem.
Holy shit!
There we go.
I'm gonna light you up, asshole.
Are you? Oh! Ouch! I need to move. Hey, problem. Also, I'm dying. It's not good. Everyone. I'm feeling not well. This one. That was it. My great kid. Oh, okay. Whew. Alright, so I just want... just had some more death. Oh, I'm full on these. Okay, so we're gonna have to be smart about this. Oh, I just got shot! No! I got shot again! Oh. Bad times. Oh, okay. So, I should not have actually taken the bullets at that moment, because that was a waste of bullets. Just in case you wanted to know. We're going this way.
Here it comes.
We're doing a thing. Yo, I know. I just thought that maybe if they put bullets in my torso, it'd be awesome. Ooh. Maybe I can sneak up on this guy and just kill him. Oh, apparently not. We're gonna have to get him this way. Oh! Oh, my life is so sad. Sorry. Today's death count is sponsored by the letter D. Number 2. I think I've only died once so far today, which I'm pretty excited about. Only one death. So who's shooting at me? Oh, I wonder if most wars in the U.S. fighting is mostly urban, while we aren't using all shotguns all the time. Less overpenetration, more knockdown. Well, we're always doing urban. Alright, I'm going to, do this. Wrong thing. It is surprisingly difficult to beat someone to death, which is super sad. I feel like it should be easier to do that. Oh! Who's shooting at me? Who did it? I just had that guy lined up in my sights. Alright, I'm gonna be shot and die now. The last non-urban war was Vietnam? Oh, actually, there was a lot of non-urban fighting in the Gulf. Hey, Encantador! Finally, buckshot equals easy mode while shooting. Well, if clays have taught me anything, even I can hit a thing with a shotgun. See, there's a person over there. No, I was just saying, see, that person is waiting for me. See?
We're moving up.
I was just saying that there's a lot of I have no health. Yeah, there was mountain fighting up in Afghanistan, desert fighting in the Gulf War. I would like some things that I do not have. I would love a healing kit. That would be so good right now. Guess what? Oh, that was me. Death number 2. Death number 2. Ouch. Oh, enemies won't shoot through your smoke bomb cloud. Maybe I need to do that. Alright, this is what I'm gonna do. Ouch! Don't shoot me! Oh. The news did cover the urban fights because they had to use large concentration of troops. Yeah. It is true. It is true. I need to see if I can shoot this guy. Oops. Here's the thing. I want to... I know, it's all single shot pistols and it's awkward. I also want to see if I can... Are there other people around here? So this is my goal. Shoot bullets now. Ouch! Oh, there's somebody over there. Awkward. There are some infantry engagements at almost miles. Yeah. Alright, so we've got somebody up there, and I've got bullets here for this one gun that I'm using. So... Also, why are you all such good shots? There is a sniper there, which is super rude. Like, there are people all over the place. Get out of my way! Oh! Alright, I'm gonna go here. Okay, so I'm going to try. Is good looking not a thing with guys? What do you mean? Sorry, I just died. I got distracted by Ice Bunny. That's death number... No, there is. The problem was, okay, there is a way to flank. The problem is that I'm very low at ammo, and there are 4 bullets right there, but I'm full up on the ammo for that particular pistol. So I wanted to use 4 bullets where I'm at, so that then I could then get those 4 bullets. Because if I shoot 1 bullet, and then I pick up those 4, I only get 1 bullet, so it's a bit of a waste. Oh, have fun at Shadowrun. They're a good shot because using a mouse aim rather than the controller. I was just going to say, is that death number 3? Afghanistan has a history of really rough mountain warfare. Oh, yeah. Wait, I have a question. Was that death 2 or 3? Was that death 2 or 3? 3. That's death number 3. USR collapsed because it tried to... just thank you, Krellin. Yeah, no, just don't try to invade Afghanistan. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay. Grab a downed enemy to use with a human shield. Ooh, thank you, Krellin. Thank you. If you will get us our deaths. Okay, so... Alright, I'm out of those bullets. Alright, so my goal right now is maybe... Well, the guys in uniform are good looking. The Air Force pilots get a nice behind in theirs. Also note that the Persian Empire collapsed when it tried to invade Afghanistan. So, I mean, the thing is that certainly... I don't invade rough terrain country where people are really ready for gritty tactics. Yeah. What I was going to say is that uniforms, the purpose of a uniform is not just to look good, it's also to, do its job. There's a range not too far from me.
Check out this area. You.
Okay. So I just killed that guy. I'm really sad about my lack of bullets. You know what I mean? Sniper over there. That's not good. It looked like there was ammo over there, but I don't think I can get it without being shot. I feel like there's ammo right here. Oh my gosh. Okay. In short, leave Afghanistan alone! Oh, hey. Hi, how are you? I'm gonna shoot you.
Over here!
Nope. Okay, and there's somebody up there as well. All of this is unfortunate. But... I see you. Do you see that person right there? He's right there. I know it was super close. I still got shot anyway. That person's waiting for me to pop up so they can shoot me. See? Just like that. Ouch! Our backing of the Mujahideen against the USR is what led to a lot of the terrorists. Oh, it is true. I don't think I can hit that person right now with what I got. Clay shooting was my fave part of camp. That said, we're gonna just go this way. Ah! I'm gonna get shot and I'm gonna die now. Well, I didn't. But nonetheless, it wasn't good. It wasn't good, everyone. Oh! We're gonna have to kill you. Oh, gosh! I just got shot. That was bad. Everybody, that was death 4. Sheriff, you could hit me with some death. But it doesn't carry over. We're gonna do this, and then I'm gonna do this. Yes. Thank you, Jer. Alright, so what we've got now is I'm going to come up this way. What I might do is, I might try to come back down to pick up those bullets. I just have to conserve ammo. It's really unfortunate. And maybe not get killed so much would be good, too. Where'd he go? Oh, hey. Alright. We're trying to get to high ground. I've got the high ground!
Heads up.
Okay. Oh! Okay. None of this is good, everybody.
You're gonna burn!
People, rude people. Oh gosh! Oh gosh! That was just like, oh. Okay, Trooper, here's your incentive. If you die one more time... No, don't stop watching! I just died! Okay. Alright. We have got some thoughts about this. It's really good. We're doing okay. That was a death, but we have thoughts. Alright. I'm just gonna wait. I'm just gonna, Oh, do I have, rifle bullets? Oh, I do. Hey, guess what? I have got rifle ammo right now. This is excellent. Because that means I can snipe some people.
Who the fuck?
Okay, this is really good, everybody. I've got some rifle bullets. I've got rifle bullets. Okay. Oh. Time loop. I'll can it from when Trooper saw the message. Okay, don't die, Krellin. Death is no fun. It's unfair. Okay. There's a sniper over there. And I really like getting the drop on that guy from the other direction. So, but
I'll check out this area. You, go check over there.
you know, the thing is, I don't have a lot to throw, so I want to wait until I'm actually closer to them, so I can get basically, the thing about thrown weapons is that they are really good to get groups of people, and, it's a bit of a waste to use them for just one person. You know what? I'm just gonna have to waste the bullets. Alright, I'm gonna go this way. Oh, there he is. Rifles! I learned that about rifles. Okay, so this guy is creeping. Where'd he go? There he is. Ah! Load! Load! Fist fight. Fist fight. Down. Okay. That was not optimal. Not optimal. Alright. Where are we at? I think I can do this one. Maybe? Okay, that was fine. We've got a sniper up there. I think I can maybe get this one, but he's waiting for me. I also would like to get... Oh, hey! I wish they didn't have such good body armor. But that's life. Do you know what I mean? Alright, I need more bullets! Alright, excuse me. I need to get that. Health, okay. Don't like. Alright, I need to get perhaps a slightly... Here we go. Okay. You know what I think I need to do right now, because I think I can, is swap out this gun for this gun? No, it's... Oh, okay. Sniper over there. Alright, and... Brother! In my way. There we go. It's bothersome to me when you want to shoot people and they get in your way. You know? Because sometimes there's a sniper over there and I want to see if I can hit him with my last bullet. Oh, he's got a helmet on. That's unfortunate. Come out. Out of...
That's
well,
all.
Is it? Really? Hey, I did it, everyone. That was all of them. Oh, also, body armor is a very large part of why casualty survival rates are in the high 90s nowadays. Oh yeah, you know, speaking of which, I saw a really interesting little History Channel documentary, you know, one of those kinds of things that was probably a little bit questionable, but it was talking about how regular... Wait! Did Encantador just resub? What? And I'm gonna get that alcohol. Please know it. Believe that I will be looting. Alright, so many things I want to tell you all at once. Okay, so the article is all about regular peasant levies, right? You know, like the regular, not the knights, but like the regular peasant levies, that so many of them died to head injuries because they didn't have helmets for them. Because that was something that they were just like, you know, no good helmets for you. And so they didn't give them good helmets. And so a lot of them died to being... I'm full of those bullets. Dang it. Head injuries. And that if they had better... if they could afford better helmets for the peasant levies, they would have had fewer casualties. Alright, so, Encantador, I hear that there's a resub here. And if there's a resub, I need to sing the song for you. Alright. Come on, everybody. Said, now let's play a game. I bet you I can make a rhyme out of anybody's name. The first letter of the name, I treat it like it wasn't there. Then a B or an F or an M will appear. And then I say bow at a B, then I say the name, then banana, fanner, and foe. And then I say the name again with an F very plain, then a fee, fi, and a mo. And then I say the name again with an M this time, and there isn't any name that I can't rhyme. Encantador, 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 Bob, Encantador, banana, fanner, foe, Encantador, fee, fi, mom, Encantador, Encantador. Thank you so much for the resub. It is much appreciated. Woo! And I was trying to dance with a controller in my hand, and I feel like I still got some of it, some of the vibe of the dancing. So nice, thank you. See, thank you for the incentive, Krellin. I was like, don't leave! And then I just stopped dying. It's hard because, you know, I started that level with so low health. Alright, I have very little health. I have no healing. Helmets are very heavy. A Viking one weighs circa 5 kilograms or more, and full knight armor clocks in with 100 kilograms. Well, when we say full knight armor, we have to ask when, because knights did, like, that sort of full heavy plate, like some of the full heavy plate that we're talking about is actually just jousting armor and wasn't used on battlefields in that way. It was used for, okay, well, we're not going this way, apparently. Okay, so we're not having... So, like, some of the stuff that's, like, super heavy and you can't move, all that was just for jousting. And that was not for... Yeah, but again, it depends, because not... Some of the heaviest stuff we think about was A, Renaissance, or B, jousting and not battle. And a lot of the stuff that people were wearing to battle wasn't as heavy as people think. And also, if it was fitted well, it was very comfortable.
Come on, back to the horses.
Yeah, I'm just saying. There's a lot of, like, people are like, oh, yeah, always they wore like a gazillion pounds. And you're like, well, actually, they probably didn't, because that's not practical. Practical. Ooh, let's go. Alright, here we go. And you know, the thing is, even with our modern loadouts, a lot of times people are like,
Let's keep going this way.
I wonder how she snuck by.
They didn't get to her.
Why did she run away? Probably because she thinks she's causing trouble? Oh, and anyway, by the way, armor, if it's well fitted, is actually quite comfortable, and you're not stuck in it, like good armor. And most people who had really good, modern soldiers carry about as much as, yeah, that's right, that's exactly right. Sometimes, jousting, I guess it was a guy from a group who does night tournaments today, and then he pushed the Viking helm in my arms. Yeah, you have to remember, that, and also that people nowadays often are really invested in certain fantasies of the past because it makes them feel more manly or whatever it is. Doesn't necessarily mean it was.
By the ranch.
What?
That's our horse. She's got to be there.
Doesn't mean it's actually accurate. And also, jousting tourneys were jousting armor was really heavy.
Looks clear.
Jousting armor was super heavy, and sometimes people would have to be like lifted into their horses, but they weren't expected to move. They were just jousting, you know. Oh, yeah, right? Common fighters sometimes didn't get any armor at all because they were peasant levies. They're like, here is a pike, go. That's where the guys who did the Arn films. Fantasies of the Past is exactly... Oh, yeah, no, Krellin, I totally understood what you meant. Hold on a second. Hold on. Give me a second. Hold on. What do I want? No, that's not what I want. I want this. This is what I want. Sorry, I was looking for the pause button because I will get distracted and I won't say this right. So, Krellin, when you said that thing on the Discord, I totally know what you meant. The idea about Fantasies of the Past talking about vis-a-vis historical settings. Oh, all right, Encantador. Because the thing is, the past is always a fantasy, right? The past is always a fantasy. So historical settings are also fantasies. Here's your pike, here's your kilt, go. So, right, I mean, everything is fiction in this way, right? I mean, because we're always sort of creating these things. So even the person who's like, my thing is the most historical ever, it's still a fantasy. And so the question just becomes, right, how many sort of real-world elements do you want in your fantastical thing, right? So if you do like all those Old West games, they're still fantasies. It's just that some people feel uncomfortable that it's set in a real space. And I think some of it has to do with moral implications, is what I think, in the sense that I think a lot of people just want to go murder lots of things, you know? They want to murder lots of things and they don't want to feel bad about it. So, if the things they're murdering are not human beings, but they're orcs, then they don't have to feel bad about it. But if you set the game in the Old West, and the people they're murdering are Native Americans, then they might feel bad about it, and maybe they just want to murder things without feeling bad about it. So I think that sometimes the reason why they don't want real-world elements is because they want to be able to sort of suspend their morality. That's exactly right. That's exactly right, Krellin. See? No, Krellin, no, right there. We were in the same... I'm in your brain. Or maybe you're in my brain. I'm just saying. Be careful.
Ellie?
Okay, I hope... Let's see, what kind of gun do I have? Alright, we're good. I don't know if I have to shoot lots of... Oh, this is a nice house. They had a huge flat-screen TV. Oh, it wasn't a flat screen, sorry. They had a huge TV that was probably really heavy, and that's why nobody took it. Just... side note. And I think sometimes games specifically want you to have to think about those things. And I think that what Vampire's trying to do is to make you think about those things, which sometimes people don't want to do, right? So, where do you think she's hiding? I think my my sense of what's going on with the vampire thing is that they're trying to do a kind of a difficult thing. They want to make people think about things that are difficult, right? They want to hit those things, and I don't think that's bad. I think it'll mean that the game probably won't be for everybody, but I don't think it's... Ugh, hey rats. I don't think it's bad to do that. I think that their problem came from the fact that they had some very inartful things going on as well, like some unfortunate, unclear writing things, you know, so I think it was a combination of things together. I have patterns for historical dresses, and one of the reasons I didn't make one is you must sew it by hand. I'm not 100% sure, but this house kind of looks like the house from... Oh! Oh, that's an interesting... You know, I will say this thing, you don't have to sew it by hand, Ice Bunny. People who do there are people who do historical reenactment who sew things with with sewing machines all the time. I suspect most people who do historical reenactment, it is a really nice house. I suspect that most of them use sewing machines. So I'm just saying that, well, if you want to be super...
Ellie!
I'm up here.
Jesus Christ.
I'll keep an eye out. Reckon you guys need to have a chat.
Yeah. So if you really want to be historically accurate, you would sew everything by hand.
There's another one.
Jason. But then again, I mean, I think that it's important to note we can never really be in the past because we have the knowledge of the present. You know what I mean? So, how do I put this? Okay. So, for example, there are people who would say, I, you know, listen to music from the 1400s, and that's, you know, and I listen to it, and it's completely historical, and da-da-da-da-da, 1400s. But the thing is, those people have grown up, and you would know how to do needle binding because it is older than knitting. But I mean, so for example, you can't listen to music from the 1400s as if you've never heard music afterwards. The way that you understand it will be different because you live today. And also, actually, what we think of as good or quality or acceptable. We're getting a lot of supplies here, by the way. Makes me a little nervous. No, it didn't, right? 1400 music from the 1400s didn't have our scales, they didn't have our tuning. They didn't function at all the same way that music today functions. And so we're not, like, we can't hear it as if we have the ears of somebody. No, I'm gonna find her. I'm just checking out everything first. Don't rush me, game. The game is trying to rush me, and I'm just, like, not there. Right, it would sound, and, like, you can get used to it, right? I was listening to Beethoven this morning, and I just kept thinking this is boring. Oh, see, that's also a really good example. Well, yeah, actually, Speaking of which, right here, right, this is my copy of Kant's Observations on the Feeling of the Beautiful and the Sublime. There's ideas of good taste before Kant, but Kant did a number on us that way. Let's make some health kits. It looks like I can only make one, but we're gonna do it. Okay. So we had ideas of beautiful before Kant. I mean, it's just that he had particularly creepy ways of dealing with it. What we got?
Is this really all they had to worry about? Boys? Movies?
Yes.
Deciding which shirt goes with which skirt?
No.
It's bizarre.
Get up. We're leaving. Come on.
And if I say no?
Do you even realize what your life means? Huh? Running off like that, putting yourself at risk? It's pretty goddamn stupid.
Well, I guess we're both disappointed with each other then.
What do you want from me?
A Admit that you wanted to get rid of me the whole time.
Oh.
Tommy knows this area
Oh,
better
fuck
than...
that.
Well, I'm sorry. I trust him better than I trust myself.
Stop with the bullshit.
Yes, drummer boy.
What are you so afraid of?
Uh-oh.
That I'm gonna end up like Sam? I can't get infected. I can take care of myself.
How many close calls have we had?
Well, we seem to be doing all right so far.
And now you'll be doing even better with Tommy.
Oh.
Not her, you know.
What?
Maria told me about Sarah.
Oh my
Ellie?
God.
You are treading on some mighty thin ice here.
I'm sorry about your daughter, Joel. But I have lost people too.
You have no idea what loss is.
That's...
Everyone I have cared for has either died or left me. Everyone fucking except for you. So don't tell me that I would be safer with someone else, because the truth is I would just be more scared.
You're right. You're not my daughter.
Oh God. Joel.
And I sure as hell ain't your dad.
Joel.
And we are going our separate ways.
Get it together. We're not alone.
There are two walking in.
There's more inside already.
Yeah. Don't tell people you don't... Because first off, you don't know their life. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't know what they've gone through. Like, don't be an asshat, Joel.
Go check down there.
Oh. No, I mean, Joel was always an asshat. This is super true. Like, about him, like, that is a true statement. He's never not been an asshat. But I got all teary. Alright, so there are people... Why are there always people searching for us? Is what I want to know. Oh, speaking of Beethoven, the guy who thought Freude schöne Götten Funken in Japan was from Flensburg like me. The guy who taught Oh, I see. I wanted to tell you something. Oh, I'm full on those. Right, what I wanted to say Beethoven is that, here's the thing, right? I think Beethoven, you were bringing up Beethoven, Krellin, and Beethoven is such a good example that when Beethoven was making music, he was... Oh, hi! Out of my face. Ouch! You have a... No! Leave me alone! Ah! I'm going to take this from you, and I'm going to be injured right now, and I'm going to have to heal myself, and that was bad. I got macheted, people. I was macheted up, like, whoa. Oh. So, oh yeah, so the thing about Beethoven, right? So Beethoven... Oh. No. They did a smoke bomb. So the thing about Beethoven is that, Oh! Get up! Oh my gosh! I am not in a good way! Okay, yeah, so here's the thing about Beethoven. Alright, so the thing about Beethoven is that when he was writing music, he was completely radical and nobody knew what in the world he was doing. He was loud, he was louder than everybody else. People thought his music was ugly and horrible and discordant and strange and, like, violent and, like, awkward. And some people thought it was, like, great because it was so, oh, what's the word? Like, radical and new. But a lot of people were like, what the hell is this? Pardon my language.
All right.
And
house is clear.
Let's get back to the horses.
and that's, but of course we can never hear Beethoven that way now. Do you know what I mean? Like, we can never hear Beethoven as radical and different and strange and outrageous because like stuff past, like, we've heard Led Zeppelin and Metallica. Right, yeah, totally, right? I mean, this is exactly right. Like, if we were, yeah, like, Beethoven would be would be Metallica or something. You know what I mean? And we just can't hear Beethoven's Metallica because we've heard Metallica. Well, that's how they knew we were in here, because the horses were here.
We're clear.
Uh-oh. We're all going to die right now. Right now. And we just can't hear it, you know? And that's...
Got it.
And that's why Beethoven now is, like, used at... Headshot. And that's why Beethoven, at this point in time in our lives, are used at, like, rich people's... Like, at, like, fancy parties to show how classy you are. Beethoven, this one goes to 11. He nearly took his own life, got through it, then wrote his Ninth Symphony, which is arguably the most well-known piece of classical music. I assume that last word is ever. Yeah, but of course, Drummer Boy, one of the reasons why Beethoven is so famous is not because he's greater than everybody else, because that's a matter of taste, but because this Hansen was a POW in World War I in Japan, and he was probably two. He was some musician and allowed his and all his instruments. So he played that song, and the Japanese were all, I prefer Bach.
There she is. Kids will be watching movies tonight.
The reason why
Where is this lab of theirs?
Beethoven's so famous
University of Eastern Colorado.
Go Bighorns.
is because the people who invented the
Gotta get
study
up,
of
boy.
musicology.
Give it on back to Tommy. I'm gonna hang on to this fella. If that's all right with you. Go on, don't make me repeat myself.
What are you doing?
Your wife kind of scares me. I
He's
don't
gonna
want her
stay.
coming after me.
Sorry for stealing your horse.
Well, come back to town. Let's discuss it at least.
You know me, my mind's all made up.
Anyway,
University, Eastern Colorado. How do I find this lab?
It's in the science building. Looks like a giant mirror. You can't miss it.
You take care of that wife of yours.
so the people who invented the study of
Place
musicology.
for you here. No.
You good?
Okay, they were all Germans, right? Like the study of musicology happened in Germany in the 19th century when Germany was first becoming a country. So all those people that sort of invented the idea of music history and decided what was the best music, right? All of that were
Give the ball to the other team.
they were all Germans.
And if you clear the 10 yards, then you're back at first down?
First down, that's right.
Oh,
Man, that's confusing.
where's the lab?
Hey, you just gotta play it a couple times. It all makes sense.
And so, what do you get, right? You get them saying, all these people being like, so, like, the best music of all time all happens to be German, right? Bach, Beethoven, Mozart, Handel, Haydn, right? And so, like, all the greatest music of all time in all of the world just happens to be German music because they were trying to create a German nation, right? Yeah, it was just this weird coincidence, right? That all the best music ever just happens to be German music. And, like, so, like, the canon of great music is part of the project of creating the country of Germany. Also, the German
Okay.
composers and educators.
These buildings look like a mirror to me.
Oh, yes! Oh, my gosh!
Should be able to see most of the campus from there.
I even forgot. I didn't hear what they were saying. Yes, that's exactly right. So, So then, Drummer Boy is exactly right. Then once the Nazis happen, all those musicologists they leave the country. They go to all these other countries and then take with them their style of music history. I'll tell you what. It sucks to be a French composer or a. Do you think we can? Oh. Board games! Enjoy Sad Dad Dies Badly.
So, these places, people would live here and just study, even though they were all grown up?
Yep.
Study, party, find themselves, figure out what they wanted to do with their lives.
What they wanted to do with it.
I feel like we have to get off this horse, right? No? Have a good board game day.
Stay, Callis.
best
What kind
music
of
is
name
obviously
is
played by the
Callus
best instrument.
anyways?
Not my fault you forgot to ask Tommy his name.
Deirdre do. The current cinematic musical tone, though, is more influenced by French composers than German. Oh, yeah, totally. But, I mean, this is the thing, right? I mean, we can't go this way. Well, we're just going to go this way. I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, other people besides Germans also made good music, right? But that's not what our history books say, because they were written by Germans. This worries me. This worries me. It's a flamethrower. I have a I don't think it's good that I have a flamethrower, everybody. I mean, it's nice to have a flamethrower. Who doesn't like flamethrowers? But I feel like if they give you a flamethrower, then that you probably need to use it. And that worries me. Ravel and Debussy, so nice. So let's not look to the past to decide what's the greatest music. Let's look to right now. I mean, I actually just think, personally, this is me, I think the whole concept of the greatest music is stupid. I don't think there is any such thing as the greatest music. There's music that you personally like. I think that there's music that resonates with certain groups of people at certain times more than other kinds of music resonates with certain people at certain times. But when you only look at your own belly button, it's hard to see other things. But I'm just kind of not into the idea of some kind of idea, objective idea of the greatest music. It's just not my, it's not my jam. I would argue that you're wrong, Jer, but to each their own. Oh yeah, flamethrower but no extra ammo. Alright, what do we have here? What are we going to do? We've got 64 of these things, so we can upgrade no El Diablo, none of that. We can do the hunting rifle. We've got nothing on the shotgun, nothing on the bow. I mean, I suppose I could do some... Here, let's do this. Let's upgrade our flamethrower a little bit. So we're maxed out there. The best music is the one that pisses your parents off for decades. You know, Ice Bunny, there's a thing about that that's really interesting. The idea of wanting to piss off your parents is also culturally specific. Historically, not as much now because things have changed some, but historically often minority communities did not listen to music to piss off their parents because their parents were usually not the problem like larger society was. And so that kind of split you have between teen music and adult music that happened in mainstream communities and that were like big, like for example in the 60s, very often like black Latino kids, they were not listening to music that was different from their parents because they were not rebelling against their parents. So it's interesting to note that this idea that what you want to do is upsetting your parents is also variable based on time. And then also, since we didn't have teenagers, like the concept of the teenager was basically invented post-World War II, although we started having youth culture earlier, means that we also didn't, like, the idea of, like, what you want to do is piss off your parents wasn't really a thing either until we started having concepts of youth culture. Me not being angry at society as much is why rap doesn't resonate with me. And of course, but the thing is, a lot of the parents also liked rap because they were also angry at society, right? So it depends. Like, if society treats you well, then you often don't need to rebel against society. Let's see. If you don't think that society's unfair to you, you often don't need rebellious music. So do I do the pistol, the revolver? I can't do this, I can't do that. I could do the hunting rifle. Let's do the hunting rifle. I mean, I can only do one thing. We're gonna do the reload speed on the revolver. Oh, hey, M2 Dala. Very nice to have you here. Thank you for the follow. Thank you so much. So I just did that. We got it.
Yeah.
I really don't care about lyrics. I like rap music and sampling and mashups. Ooh. Yeah, and then again, right, some people don't care about lyrics at all. Some people only care about Well, the thing is, again, it's all historically contingent because there. Oh wait, we didn't pick up something right there. That's historically contingent again because there was a time when Schlager was very, very rebellious, right? It's all time period, right? I mean, you think about the comedian harmonists right now, and you might think of them as Schlager, not rebellious, but in the 30s, I mean, they were banned by the Nazi government, right? And so what is rebellious at one time is not rebellious at another time. Hello, Machete. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying that it is context dependent. Sometimes something is rebellious. It's also the same way, like, you know, listening to Elvis Presley in the 1950s was very rebellious. Listening to Elvis Presley now is not rebellious, like, at all. Most everything in the arts is a reaction to the current popular stuff. But, like, and then listening to the comedian harmonist right now is also not rebellious. So this is interesting, but I wonder before we go out this door, let's keep going up the stairwell. So, I mean, I think, you know, sometimes Elvis is rebellious, sometimes Elvis is not rebellious. It's like I had a student come up to me one day when I was teaching history of rock and roll and say to me that, you know, he was glad to be taking history of rock and roll because he really loves Led Zeppelin, and he only listens to Led Zeppelin. He doesn't listen to any kind of modern crap. He doesn't listen to rap or pop or anything.
There was a lookout here.
That's a good sign.
Maybe. He doesn't listen to, you know, he doesn't listen to any kind of modern stuff because he's so rebellious. And I just said to him, what makes you think that listening to 40-year-old music that your dad likes is rebellious, right? Like, so like, you just have to sort of like think about like what is, like, rebellion is contextual. Like, listening to Led Zeppelin in the 70s was rebellious, but listening to it now is not rebellious. It's actually conservative in certain ways. Like the current fascination with vinyl and traditional art is a reaction to the digital obsession. Oh, totally, Drummer Boy. I like that they were so implicit. I wonder what Der kleine grüne Kaktus is a symbol for. Oh, well, that one is not like a symbol for penises like the one about the asparagus is. Veronica de Lenzesta. But sometimes they also... But also you have to think that... And this is the thing about implicit versus explicit. Some things were very explicit in the time period that are not explicit today because we no longer know the slang. Right? Like, if I say a song like, I want to go and, like, you know, lick your mushroom tip, like, everyone is going to think that is a very explicit thing if I sing a song about mushroom tips and whatnot, because we know what that slang means. And they had things like that in their music where, at the time, people knew what the slang was, so it was pretty explicit. But if you don't know the slang now, you're like, oh, that's not explicit. Listening to only one kind of music is the least rebellious thing I can think of. That is fair, PH. I know listening to The Wall is pretty rebellious these days. Again, context, right? 8:29, nothing. Didn't they say people were coming? What's the point of being out here if nothing happens? 9:1, still nothing. Mark, quit your bitching. Plenty of time to read up here. Working guard duty on the science lab. That's true misery. 9:14. 5 new recruits from the Chicago QZ. In. Ha! Finally, one of them gave me a pack of smokes for doing a good job. Sweet. 10:5. 6 guys from HQ, in. Take 6 guys to deliver 1 truck? Must be worse out there than I remember. Supply delivery from HQ, in. By the way, snagged 2 apples from one of the crates. Left you one, enjoy. You mean like Jethro Tull's song Crimson Cup of Wonder. So, like, it's just, like, it's one of those things, right? You have to sort of think about your context, because things that were once rebellious were then... It's like in the 70s, late 70s, early 60s, late 70s, early 80s, late 60s into the 70s, right, when Happy Days comes on and saw that rock and roll from the 50s, that was just full-on regressive, right? Like, that was, like, conservative retrenchment, but they were using music that in the 50s had been really rebellious, but they were using it against then punk and you know, metal and things like that, and like arena rock. So, you know, one time's rebellion becomes somebody else's conservative. 1031, 10 million werewolves, in. Let him in just for you, Andrea. Happy Halloween. 11.5, Recon went out to scavenge supplies from town, out. Recon returned, in. Roger yelled at me for sleeping, prick. I feel like everybody's dead in this lab. I just feel like everybody's dead. 12.20, so it is just a song where a cactus is calling on some guy's face. No, but it's more than just that. I mean, if you listen to the song, Kleiner Gruno Cactus is about being different. It's about being a person who stands out from society, who doesn't do what everybody else does, right? The song is about not fitting into society, is what the song is about, right? Now that's literally what the lyrics are saying, right? Like, everybody else likes flowers, I like a cactus, right? And everybody else's society, right, what society around you wants is this particular kind of a thing, but I'm doing something different. And, you know, sometimes that will tick people off, you know, like when my cactus falls on them. But it's about being different from the rest of society and being unapologetic for that. And that is also what they, as part of their particular subculture, were doing, right? They were part of this. They came out of cabaret subculture, and so they're sort of talking about difference. I'm not sure what rebellious music is nowadays. Even This Is America got so popular so quickly. Is that, drummer boy, now you're talking Theodore Adorno. Theodore Adorno thinks that no music that is popular can be rebellious. That if people like it, it's not rebellious. If you enjoy it, it's not rebellious. If you can buy it, it's not rebellious. Anything at all, no matter how rebellious you think it is just fascist music making you a slave to the machine. That's Adorno. I actually disagree with Adorno, but Adorno's take is that really the only rebellious music would be sort of like 12-tone stuff you don't like, because only that is really challenging. But everything else he thinks is being, especially any kind of popular music, he thinks is basically being fascist, and ultimately just keeping you part of the machine. 12:10, 12:20. One biologist from San Francisco, in. Guy's a real asshole. Watch out for him. 3 new recruits as escort, in. At least they wished me a Merry Christmas. Didn't feel like telling them I was Jewish. 2:22. 10 crates from UT Hospital. A lot of lab stuff, in. That's weird. If a country is in actual rebellion and they have a song as their theme and it is super popular. I know, PH. I know. PH. Like, you're talking my language. But you know, he's coming from a slightly different space where he, we are so close to getting maximum health. He fundamentally doesn't, but look, Adorno was a German Jew in the 30s in Germany. He is very suspicious of any kind of group anything. I wouldn't go as far as that, but in the current age of music, I don't know if you can even quantify rebelliousness as a factor. Okay, we've got that. We are maxed out at that, but we're maxed out at that as well. Alright. I suppose we're... Hold on. Can we... What are scissors good for? Shivs? Alright, we're gonna do this. We're gonna tape scissors blades to my machete, which I think is a little bit weird. When are you a rebel? Do you resist the current social structures that are in place? Then yes. See, this is also a question like, what do we mean by rebelliousness? Which also comes down to the idea of what do we mean by political? Because for some people, political only means, are you protesting governmental legislation, right? Like, for some people, that is what rebellious is, or political. But for other people, it's also political to say that it's okay for men to cry, that is also really political. That it's also political to say that we should have good nutrition in schools, or, you know, I mean, like, there are a lot of different ways to understand what political is, and then therefore there are a lot of different ways to understand what rebellious can be. Because, what do we got here? Okay. And then I think this is the way I came. So. And then also, like, you can be rebellious in, like, gross ways. I mean, okay, so for example, when, oh, looks like I've been all around the world, but I can't find my baby. I was going to say that, I mean, Marlena Dietrich wore pants when it was illegal for women to do so in many places, and so that was rebellious. In some cases, and this is also interesting to think about, in some cases, it is rebellious to insist that you are normal and not rebellious at all. Right? So, if everyone imagined that you are always already dangerous, to insist that you are not dangerous at all, that you're actually quite boring, becomes a form of rebellion, even though that is quite counterintuitive. My question is, how in the world... I feel like the game wants us to go this way, no? There we go. There we go. Right, so I just think it's a... Lyman Street, Main Hall, Smith Library Science Lab. Okay. How in the world is someone at Carmen Sandiego? Does anyone ever ask her? This is such a question. How is she? I feel like the science lab is... What?
Hey, over there.
Yeah, I noticed. I was on my way.
It does look like a giant mirror.
In many ways, the rebellious music needs to participate heavily in social structures, social media, capitalism. That's true, Drummer Boy. That is true. Like, if you are... I mean, that's the thing. I mean, we're gonna get off the horse. That's like one of these sort of forever tricky problems, isn't it? That if your music is so rebellious that nobody listens to it at all, ever, then how rebellious is it? I mean, maybe it's rebellious, but does it have any kind of impact in the world if nobody is going to participate in it? But then, I don't know, maybe you don't want to have an impact on the world. Maybe that's not what's interesting to you. But then if you don't want to have an impact on the world at all, in any kind of a way, then is your music rebellious at all? Right? I mean, I think if you do... Because I'm basically agreeing with you, Drummer Boy. Right? If your music is completely disconnected from the world and therefore it is so out there, then maybe you're not actually doing anything. And also, please note, I'm not saying that you have to, right? I'm not saying that you have to go and... Well, that's actually a good question. Is a rebellion of one a rebellion?
How many people do you think are there? Fireflies, I mean.
I reckon it takes quite a crew to run that operation.
You think there'll be other people my age?
I'm not sure.
Hey, I hate to tell you, but everybody's dead. Like, I really hate to tell you this, but all the Fireflies, they are all dead. Because I have seen things in the world. You know? That's all I'm saying. Everybody's dead. This is such a good philosophical question. Is a rebellion of one a rebellion? Okay, so this is not actually an answer to this question, but it's an answer to a related question that I think is, Hey, MTO! What good? How are you doing? So this is an answer to but see, the question is, how we define...
Whoa.
Sounds like runners.
Stay with the horse. I'll reach over there. Yes, I don't want him running off. I'll be right back.
Really? So it looks like the entire lab was full of zombies. Seriously? Hey, MTO, how are you doing? How's your weekend going? So it looks like maybe the entire place is infected. Like, they all died. Of course they're all died. This is, I think...
So someone jerry-rigged this thing.
Oh, it's good. I'm glad your weekend is going well. Oh, wall panel note. Let's see. We had to rig up the door to the generator upstairs. Please use it sparingly. We're running out of gas. Look, everybody's dead. So this looks like an electric fence. Do I want to jury-rig this? Let's not for the moment. Let's just see what else is happening here. I'm hearing weird sounds. I need to get weapons out. I have been in deep into Conan Exiles and worked on a top-secret project. That sounds cool. I'm hearing zombies, everyone. Like, I'm hearing a lot of zombies. Like, zombies. All the, like, let's just bring out that flamethrower. Let's just bring it out. Experiment with it. What did I want to tell you? Oh yeah, so this is what I wanted to say. What I wanted to say was, what is this up here? Library. That I think that you can be a failed rebellion and still be a rebellion. We're talking about French World War II stuff, and I keep thinking about that game idea. Oh yeah, I want to. Oh, I don't know what game idea that is, but I was saying that one of my great goals in life, that the campaign that I want to run, that I've been wanting to run for decades now, and that one of these days I will, as soon as I find the right players, is, by the way, we have enough for maximum health, is I want to run a French resistance, World War II resistance game. Don't seem that effective against zombies. Oh, but maybe they're really flammable. That's a good point. By the way, we have maximum health now. We've upped our maximum health, and I'm all about it. Oh, see, I don't need to design the game. I'm just going to use GURPS. GURPS would be the perfect system for what I want to do with that. And I imagine if you can also just use a hack of I mean, right? Fungus fire? I'm gonna just sneak around and see what we have here. Oh, you know what I bet we need to do? I bet we need to kill the zombies so that we can open the door. Maybe? Yeah, no, so it's I've been wanting to do a World War II French resistance campaign since the 80s. That has been what I wanted. You know, actually, this is really interesting. You might be asking me, hey, Trooper, why haven't you run this game you've been wanting to run since the 1980s? And that... Oh my god! Here we go. This is gonna be a bunch of... This is like flamethrower time. Okay. Also no ammo. No, no, no. It's not because it's hard, MTO. That's not it at all.
That's that.
That's not it at all. You would think it's because it's hard. Yep, that works, right? You would think that the reason why I haven't run a World War II French resistance game is because it's hard, but that's not why. Yes, MTO, you are there. I was like, okay, there are a lot of them. We're going to have to murder all of them. Ooh, hey, look at this. I'm going to just step outside for a moment and see what's out here, because it might be nice. It might be pleasant. Hey. Look at that. It's pretty. I wonder if they went to the actual campus. The real question is, why haven't you invited me to play it? Because I haven't run it yet, Zare. That's why. The game idea stemmed from a book called Avenue of Spies. Mine is actually from a couple of really... It's a great way to just take care of One Direction for a bit. Oh, yeah. So good. Let me tell you why I haven't run it yet. And I'm going to tell you this is a what's the word I'm looking for? A revelation I just had in this moment. In this moment, so you're seeing real-time revelations here. Why have I not run it in all these decades? I know the One Direction game is like you're a boy band, and you have to fight the power. Okay, so here's why I didn't do it. I figured it out, and I'm very excited to have learned this. Because I wanted to run this game inspired by... so in the 80s, there was a... Here we go. So in the 80s, there was a TV show I watched called Wish Me Luck. It's a British TV show. And I think there were 3 series, and they were quite short. And I actually have it now. I need to watch it again. I haven't seen it in ages. Anyway, and the show, Wish Me Luck, was all about the SOE, the Special Operations Executive.
Hey, I was thinking... I would have wanted to be an astronaut.
That a fact?
Yeah. Can you imagine being up there all by yourself? Would have been cool. I'm just saying.
That's cool. So, it was all about these sort of British women airdropped into France to work for the Resistance, and it was an amazing show. It was so good. And now there's a brand new reality show where they put regular people into the SOE training, which I need to watch. I think it's on Netflix, which I... Yeah, so anyway, the point is, hold on, I have to tell you about this game idea, and then I'll get back to it. I have to tell you. So, but ever since the 80s, I wanted to run this, I've wanted to run a World War II resistance game in France. Maybe everyone's SOE, or they're French resistance themselves, or some kind of mix of the thing, but I've wanted to do this since the 80s, being inspired by that TV show, and after that TV show, I read a bunch of first-person collections of people who fought in the French resistance, and actually various resistances around Europe. So I've done a lot of research. I've gathered props and books and all this stuff, amazing things I've gotten over the years to sort of do this. But the reason why I didn't do it in 1988, 89, 87, around that time period, the reason why I didn't run that game then is because at that time, most of the players that I ran into were hack and slash players who played D&D only. It was really hard to find people who were interested in deep RP, I think is the best way to put it. Like, it was not the trend, and people thought I was a weirdo because I really cared about deep RP. And it was really hard to find people who were also into deep RP, and I knew that for this game that I wanted to run, I wanted to find players who really cared about RP. Now, and so I waited. I said, I will wait until I can find the players that will do this. And I didn't know how long it would take to find them because the trend at the time was just so murder hobo, and that was not what I wanted for that game at all. I wanted the right group of players. And what's interesting is that I've been thinking about the game again, and I've been thinking about the game, you go into the Underdark all the time. And the reason why I've been thinking about it again is because the gaming culture has changed. Like, there's so many more players now who are into like deeper RP. And so now I really feel like I could probably find those players. The tricky thing is, and here's the tricky thing, is that I actually would like it to be, I would like really good combat. I wouldn't want it to be a game, I wouldn't want it to be in the style of a story game with no combat. That's not actually what I would want. I would want something that has really good combat mechanics and where combat is also part of this tension. You know, something where death is present. I mean, in some ways, I've been very impressed by Night Witches because it has a lot of death in it. But that abstracts combat in certain ways. But I'd want a really good. So, like, basically for me, GURPS would be that system because it's got really good combat options. But so you can do both really good tactical combat as well as deep RP, and that is the thing. And so I think that maybe, I mean, I hope that the trend has not moved so far to the other side that I can't find I could find players who want the RP but who wouldn't want the combat, and that would make me sad. But I think the problem that I've been holding off so long because I've been waiting for gaming culture to get to the point where I could actually run a game like that and find the players who'd want to do it. And I realized, boom, gaming culture. That's what it was. Isn't that an interesting thing to sort of figure out? I love it when I figure out things.
What about you? What do you want to do?
Well, when I was a kid, I used to want to be a singer.
Oh.
Shut up.
I'm serious.
Sing something.
No.
Come on, I won't laugh.
I don't think so.
Joel. please.
Sing, Joel. Joel's Troy Baker, right? No. Yes? He's not going to sing. Yeah, so I just think it's interesting that basically the 80s was just not the time to do that game. Do you know what I mean? Like, the game that I wanted to run, the 80s was not the time for it. Yeah. And I just think that probably maybe now is the time for it. Or I think it's more likely that I can actually find the players, because new players have joined the hobby. And with those new players, I think I might actually be able to, with the expansion. How about Deep RP? The Drow just get a bad rap. Before we go, let me make sure we're not missing anything we can pick up. Okay. There we go.
Are those monkeys?
Yeah, a whole mess of them.
That's bad. That's not good. That's not good, everybody. I feel like they are evil zombie monkeys. Why are there evil zombie monkeys? I don't like this, everyone. Oh, maybe they're not evil zombie monkeys, but it's not a good sign. I mean, my Star Wars game might resemble the French... Oh, yeah, I mean, you could do French Resistance in Star Wars. There should be 13 monkeys. Like, I feel like we're missing loot. Don't you feel that way? Don't you feel like there's, like, loot for us? Also, why have we not run into any fireflies? Because they're all dead. Well, Vietnamese against resistance against French... Oh, yeah. I mean, that would also be really good. I mean, Spire's basically...
That was kind of awesome.
A resistance
First time
game.
seeing a monkey?
First time seeing a monkey.
Spire's a French resistance game. You could easily do a resistance game, like some kind of resistance game. In Star Wars, I mean, clearly, right? Because they are the Star Wars is basically the French resistance, right? Or, you know, of some sort. The other, you know, Civilization is the bar I made. Oh, I don't think I have the book. Also, I was a big fan of the TV show V, which was also another sort of like resistance setup, but this time the space Nazis were aliens rather than. Hey, I'm gonna jump off the horse for a second.
I'll stay with Callus.
I hate that name.
V was great, and V was basically just the French resistance. Like, that's what it was. And but instead of actual Nazis, you had space Nazis. And again, it was really good. So there's a lot of, you know, I have a lot of media in my past. Guys, it looks like I get my tattoo faster than I anticipated. I just got a call from my dad. Actual lizard people. What does that mean? Oh, I'm sorry to hear about that, Ice Bunny. I'm sorry to hear that. Because I assume what that means is that your grandmother's not doing well. And I am sorry. I'm really sorry, Ice Bunny. I know that you really loved your granny a lot and that she was really important to you, and so I'm very sorry. Your granny did have a long life, though, and... Oh, health upgrade kit. She had a long life, and I presume a really good one, and it sounded like she died rather quickly, which means she didn't suffer a lot, so that is also good. So, you have my condolences. And I will say, death is most difficult on the living, so take care of yourself, and take care of yourself, and do the things you need to do to be healthy and be well, is what I will say. That is what I will say. Be, be kind and be gentle with yourself at this moment. And know that it's okay to have whatever feelings you have. Because you will have feelings and that's okay. That's what I wanted to say. Are you... Yes, I'm just happy not to be alone right now. Well, good. You're not alone. You're with us. And
Well, Scoot.
we're a bunch of goofy people. It is true. But, you're not alone right now. And you also have your boyfriend who lives somewhere that I don't know where your boyfriend lives. But you have your boyfriend, and you have us at the foxhole, and you do have your family. Now, I do understand that your family will probably be a little bit difficult at this moment, because they're probably going to expect you to do emotional
I'll be here.
Emotional work for them, which maybe you are not currently equipped to do because you're going through your own feelings. But what I will say is, make sure you take care of your own feelings. That's what I would say. Especially when you're dealing with your family. Especially when you're dealing with your family, make sure that you take care of your own feelings. And I know that that's hard.
We're going back.
Also, you're the older sibling, right? Because you have a younger brother. And older siblings are often expected to do a lot of emotional labor around these things. I know I certainly felt that way.
Seen someone by now?
Yeah.
Maybe these guys like to keep a low profile.
Yeah, maybe.
She knows what's up. So, in this moment, when as the older sibling, you're going to be sort of probably expected to deal with a lot of emotional stuff for other people, just take care of yourself. And be... Yeah.
Fireflies.
I see it.
This is good. First sign of fireflies.
Yeah, I know, I knew you were the oldest, so just be careful that you take care of yourself emotionally is, I think, what I'm going to say, right? I just want you to be gentle with yourself and don't push yourself too hard, right? If people want a lot from you, and you need to take a break to take care of your own emotional state, do that, would be what I would say. That's what I would say. Make sure you take care of your own emotional state as well. Because, and sometimes the people around you will put pressure on you because you're the oldest.
Dooch.
Sometimes you'll put pressure on yourself because you're the oldest. So, take care of yourself.
All right, let's try that gate.
Disconnect generator when not on duty. That gate's not going to work.
There it is. This won't budge.
It's not going to work.
Figures.
All right.
Watch yourself.
You too.
What do I have? Okay. So, I would say, Ice Bunny, I had a question that I did want to ask that I wasn't certain of. I don't feel good about the fact that I'm getting a lot of upgrade things right now. You're not seeing your therapist over... No, it is fine. You're not seeing your therapist over the summer. Is your therapist a university therapist that belongs to the university and that's why? Or is it just because you're taking a break? Getting slammed here, must beef up barricades, sniper's nest. Infected slipping through here, need to finagle, reinforce all stadium and bookstore exits. Anyway, you're not ruining our fun. You're a person who's a part of the foxhole. We care about you. so we want to make sure you're okay. Simple as. Yeah. So, because this is a time when it's really good if you have, to sort of figure out what your coping mechanisms are and figure out ways that will be good for you to take care of yourself. So, that's what I want to say. Nobody's ruining anybody's fun. I am going to go to the top floor first, and that's as far as we can go. Okay. So, Ice Bunny, be here with us, and if you need to go and listen to music, that always makes me feel better, then listen to music. If you need, you know, do what you need to do that is healthy for you and that is kind to yourself. They have pretty nice dorm rooms, actually. It looks like they have private bathrooms in their dorm rooms. No, it is private one, but when the schools have their 6-week breaks... So, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Are you telling me that during summer break, what do you mean most companies have summer break too? What does that mean? What does that mean? Like, I need to have some questions. I have some questions about Denmark. I don't see any teachers there, Trooper. Maybe there's but I don't know if this is a good place to get a job. I don't know. I've got some questions about this. Oh, Student's Journal. Yeah, so what does this mean, Ice Bunny, that companies take breaks during summer break? I mean, are you saying that during winter break, during summer break, during when the universities are not in, like, what about restaurants and also like stores? Or basically Denmark closes down for all of July and 2 weeks of August. Ice Bunny, what does that mean? When you say Denmark closes down for all of July and 2 weeks of August, what does that mean? How widespread is this closing down? I mean, can you get groceries? Like, do you have utilities? Like there's like shutdown and there's shutdown. What do you mean? Because clearly not everything can shut down, right? That would be crazy. Like, what do you mean by shutdown? I want to know the extent of the shutdown. Is it only like basic emergency services, like only food, and like utilities? It is called industrial holidays. Okay, so seriously, electricity, food, heating, movie theaters. Like, do you have no movie theaters for those 6 weeks? Drummer Boy says, don't feel guilty about self-care stuff. If there's something that's a normalizing anchor in your life, don't neglect that if you can help. Yes, exactly. I want to know how extensive these shutdowns are in those 6 weeks. Like, this is hospitals? Like, talk to me, Ice Bunny. Tell me how, and also does that mean that I should never go on holiday to Denmark in July and August because there'll be nothing open? Talk to me. Tell me about this. 118. 9 goddamn months of waiting, and still nothing. No word from anyone. Found some additional cans of food in the dining commons, but they won't last. Had an incident at the Eastern Hall barricade, but everything's still secure. 131. Caught a glimpse of a group of those things running around. I saw one that looked like Heather. Maybe it was Heather. Fuck. My Danish friend went on vacation for like 10 days. Does the whole country do something similar? Like, this is my question. Like, does Denmark look like The Last of Us, where everything is empty for those 6 weeks? I think it is more that a company sends all the employers, don't rush me when you want it to be ready. But I mean, like, how closed, like, are movie theaters open? Are restaurants open? Like, how closed is Denmark in July and August? Since batteries are running short, they're not only listening to their radio once a night. I gave up on that since the last broadcast. It's been 3 fucking months, so why do they bother? 225. Cheryl was smoking out yesterday. Said she needed it. She got pissed when I threw out her stash. She doesn't get it. We need to keep a clear head here. Someone's going to have to go into town and get more supplies. It's probably going to be me.
Wonder how long you held out.
Ugh. Can you imagine how awful that would have been? Well, I'll tell you what, if there's a zombie apocalypse, and I'm a professor at the university where there's a zombie apocalypse, I will work really hard to be a good force. Oh, they're going to play AD&D on the D&D channel to remember Gary Gygax, apparently. That is fun. AD&D 1E or 2E, first edition? And are they going to do a dungeon crawl? How are they going to do it? You know, okay, can I just make a small comment about all this Gary Gygax business? You know, we go on and on and on about Gary Gygax. We never talk about Arneson. Because, I mean, Arneson was also a co-creator of D&D. I'm just saying, sends all their employees on a break at once instead of some have 3 weeks in June or July. That is also done in restaurants or some bigger chain. The tweet doesn't say, sounds like the whole country is a college town during summer break. Yeah. I just feel bad about the fact that the whole narrative is like all Gary Gygax all the time, and we don't talk about Arneson at all. And that just makes me a little sad because like there were other people.
Damn it, spores.
Where? Where are these spores? That's all. You know. It's just there are other people too. Alright, let's see if we can, Oh, hey, I can heal and craft faster if I wanted to. Let's just make some healing supplies first, though, shall we? Well, that was that. Well, okay. No more of that for me. Where are these spores? I don't see them. Maybe they're in the hallway. Do you see the spores? I don't. Oh. Oh, here they are. Here, I suppose. Do you think I should just drop down now? The sending some on break in June or July is also done in the places that don't close down completely. Okay, so I suppose my question is how many places are closed down completely? Oh. Okay, there are zombies everywhere. That's not great. That's not great. Oh, I think that's one of the big monster ones. Okay, gang, we're gonna be in a space right now. We have big monster things, and oh my gosh, look at this. There are a lot of zombies here. You know what? I'm going to actually upgrade myself in some way. What do you think? I want your advice. Do we increase our listening mode? Our crafting time, I don't think. But maybe healing speed? Because healing seems like one of those things we need to do if we need to do it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh! PH, did you call the zombies into being? Alright. I'm going to very slowly... We're gonna have to shiv a bunch of... There's a lot of badness here, everybody. There's a lot of badness here. This is, awkward. Okay. These are all the big monster zombies, like, not the regular zombies. These are the clickers. So I've got to figure out a way to sort of stealth kill all of these people. Oh, maybe you shouldn't feed your monsters monster energy. I bet it's really bad. Oh, gosh. Hold on. This is bad. I need to go over here. Often small mom-and-pop shots fix my... For example, my flower pusher makes a big flower sale at the end of July to empty the shop, and it's gone for 4 weeks. Oh, that's really interesting. Okay, we're gonna try to just grab you, and then shoot you. Okay. That was one, everybody. That was one. Okay. Hey, we did it. We have got a lot of shivs, so... we're gonna do our best to be all stealth mode, all murder, all the time. Oh, hey, look! They're giving us the ability to make more shivs. They've also given us... I'm going to stream until... I would say 3... Oh, hey, hold on a second. 3 is our normal stop time, but I started a little bit late, so we're probably going to play until, like, 3:20, 3:15, quarter after 3. Mom and pop shops, I can understand. Employees letting a whole bunch of people take vacation does not compute in my North American brain. Yeah, North American brains are very different from European brains. I really had to adjust my way of thinking when I went from the United States to Germany. Germany, for example, is always on vacation. Like, it's just on vacation all the time. Can I craft... Let's craft another shiv while we're here. Since we're here. Okay. Like... Oh, and actually, you know, this is really interesting. Let me... what's so fascinating to me about, German... At least how it worked in Germany, I don't know how it is in Denmark, is that when I lived in Germany, they've changed it a little bit since I've been there. Like, it's a little bit different now than it was, but when I lived in Germany, they had really strict store hour laws. The store hour laws are not as strict now. They've loosened them up a little bit, but they still have them. Oh, hey, flamethrower. Nice. So, for example, when I lived in Germany, which was the 90s, as someone self-employed, what is this vacation thing? Yeah. When I lived in Germany in the 90s, Germans come to the Netherlands on their vacations and dig holes in our beaches. That's what's the word? Unfortunate. Why do they dig holes in your beaches? I need to grab you. Oh my gosh! Hey, there's a big bloater there. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Hold on. There's a big bloater here, everybody. That's unfortunate. I wonder if the flamethrower takes out bloaters really well. Do you think it does? Because those people were really terrible. Like, I did not appreciate them and their business. Gang, we've got, like, badness in our life right now. Just that I'd share. Sandbergen. Territorial habit of dem Krauts. They do it in Denmark, too. Oh, so the store hours, maybe I can ignore the bloater. That would be really great if I could. But I bet you that bloater is hanging out right by the generator. Like, I just feel like that's my life. Alright, what do I have for weapons? Do you think bloaters dislike, flamethrowers? Like, maybe they do. Oh, so anyway, yeah, so when I lived in Germany in the 90s, people who live in Europe probably will not be shocked by this, but North Americans will be shocked by this because of our life, and how we live our lives, very differently. But, stores could not be open on Sundays. They had to shut down, at 2 o'clock on Saturday, and at 6 o'clock during the week. So all the stores, by law, had to shut down by 6 o'clock during the week, 2 o'clock on Saturday, and they could not be open on Sundays at all, which made it really difficult to do your shopping if you worked full-time. But the thing, and I was like, what the heck? Why are you doing this, Germany? Why is everything closed all the time? Like, why is this our life? But, maybe this is what we're looking for. But like, you know, and because, you know, as a North American, especially as an American, U.S. American, I'm used to stores being open 24 hours and me being able to get whatever I want whenever I want it, and people just having to work. You know, I mean, like, we have people working on holidays at Target, you know? Like, we're a very much a sort of always be working sort of a thing. Oh, gosh. Look at it. Look at it. Do you think I can just... Do you think it will see me? Do you think I can stealth by it? I'm afraid that I won't be able to stealth by it, and then if I fail to stealth by it, it will just murder me. Okay, I'm just stealthing by it right now, but there's a door. Oh yeah, 3 years ago in Denmark, they stopped having closing hours by law, and it was Monday to Friday open 5:30 and Saturday 2 p.m. Yeah, when I was in Germany, they were debating changing the store hour laws. They did right after I left, so that now stores can be open till 8 during the week and 4 on Saturday, but they still have to be closed. Oh no. Nope. No. 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 Saturday 2 p.m. and Sunday closed, and big chains like Remarks have open till 10 p.m. and some are 24 hours. Yeah, I don't know if they've changed it since then, but... Okay, look, I need to get out. Okay, so I can't open this door without making a lot of noise. So here's the problem. I have to fight that thing. I have to fight that thing. So that's bad. Stores should be able to be open as long as they want, as long as they pay increases for their workers on weird hours. So this is interesting. I'm going to pause for a moment. Yeah, I'm going to set up bombs, Dermer Boy. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pause for a moment because I want to tell you what the justification was for not having stores open 24 hours. Not for basically having a law saying, no, you can't be open 24 hours. You can't be open till 11 o'clock at night. And that was because... in Denmark, in Germany, they still have Sunday closed because of the churches. So when they were having this debate about it, they said that there were basically two main reasons why you should continue to have store hour laws. Reason one was that, it wasn't, store laws were not fair to small businesses, because small businesses can't afford they can't afford to pay their people and keep people in the ways that a large corporation can. So if there's a small mom and pop store and a big chain store, that chain store's going to be able to afford to stay open, the small store can't, so it's not fair to the small store. That was one. And the second argument they made was that if you allow stores to be open 24 hours on Christmas, every day, on, you know, every holiday, then they will. And then it's bad for society as a whole to have people working late at night and not being with their friends and family. And so that the only way to protect society as a whole so that people don't have to work insane hours and all the time is to just make laws so that it's not allowable. And they looked at, you know, their argument was like, look at the United States, where people, you know, are working on Thanksgiving, and they're working on Christmas, and they're working on, like, Rosh Hashanah, and they all have to work these hours because if they don't, they get fired. And then it gives you a breakdown to society, and it's not social. Now, that's not how Americans are. That's not how U.S. folks are, because U.S. folks are like, have like you have to work on Black Friday, and we're also going to pay you below minimum wage. Woo! Well, not minimum wage, but like we're going to have a really low minimum wage and make you work all the time. And if you don't like it, you don't have a job. And we're going to fire you whenever we want, like because we're like freedom. So but then if you really want to go shopping for clothes at 3 in the morning, you can. Right, but in Germany they made a case that was not what they thought should happen. They didn't think that that was good for society. It's just a different culture. No, not everyone does, but their point is that even if you are not Christian, right? If you're Jewish or Muslim, there are probably holidays maybe you don't want to work on, and you're going to have to work on them. But also the idea being that not even just for religious reasons, but that people should not be working. Like it's not good for society for people to be working all the time. There should be times when you should be able to call your friends and say, "Hey, do you want to go off and have a dinner together," and have them be able to do so because they're not working. So, right, this is the idea that that even if you were, because it's not like all the people in Germany are religious, because they're really not. Let's throw bombs. And I think maybe I should actually put that flamethrower up. But that's the thing, right? Here's the thing about force, PH. What they would say is, if you don't like it, you don't have to work here, right? Like, you don't have to work here, just like, yeah, but see, this is how it is. They will say, we don't force you, you just don't have to work here. If you want to work at this job, you have to work holidays. If you want to work at this job, you have to work at 3 in the morning. If you don't like it, don't work here. Like, you don't have to have a job. Right? You know what I mean? Like, and that's the thing. Businesses have more. Let's do this. And then let's do this. Oh, okay. I put a bomb over there. Where are you? Okay. Okay. Okay, it's coming this way. Yeah. Hey, I got it with bombs! I think people should, I think people should work holidays because, quite honestly, it tends to be one of the few times my work isn't on fire, so I can actually run errands and get things done. Okay. Hey, everybody. I, just killed that big monster with 2 bombs, which I feel really good about. I don't feel good about the fact that I now no longer have that many bombs. Actually, I don't think I have any bombs. And I don't have bombs! Now, I will say that one of the things I found frustrating about that system was that if you... Like, it's hard to go grocery shopping if you work full-time. Right? I mean, you end up having to...
I should hold.
You end up having to... Like, it's much easier if you have a stay-at-home spouse so they can go shopping during those restrictive store hours, which, you know, makes it difficult. Like, I will tell you, as a single person who worked really weird long hours, it was not great for me. I know I will be working when all don't. That's just a thing for a galleryist. There's also full-time, and there's we need you if the clinic goes down hours. That's true. Joel is getting to be a real badass with all his guns and bombs. He really is. He's just, you know, bombing and badassing around. Hey, do you think there are monsters out here? Not that I know of. Let's go see. Hey, I need to make more bombs. Okay. I feel like that's a big reason why the U.S. is super against universal basic income solutions. Takes that power away from... Oh, drummer boy. Drummer boy, drummer boy, drummer boy. What you are saying is true. Drummer boy is just saying some true things, and it's so funny. I was talking, and the thing is, sometimes they will be up front and tell you that that's actually what they mean. Like, I was talking about basic universal income at one point in time. I was like, you know, and somebody said, well, yeah, but if we had basic universal income, then people won't do really shit jobs. Pardon my language. Sorry. But that's what they do in Germany. The mom kind of can stay home for 3 years till her kid can go to pre-K. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. You know, Germany also uses like men can also take. There's also a theory that you can drive down skilled work though. So, but like somebody was saying that like basically no one would work these really terrible jobs if they had a choice, and so we can't give them. We can't give universal income because then people won't take terrible jobs. Now, by the way, the person who was saying this was not somebody who was ever going to be taking a terrible job, by the way, because they were a person who was like, doing quite well for themselves, is what I would say. Odious, tell me about how universal income can drive down skilled labor. That's interesting. Because if the UI rate is at a certain rate, there's little pressure to reward skilled work. Oh, you know, but I don't know if that's true. Because I imagine because the thing is, they're not going to give you. They're going to give you. I think that universal income is going to be basic needs, not like woohoo, like party. They do have dad time off, but dads don't take it. Right? Like it actually like. It does exist, but men often don't take it because you know why. And in Germany, when I worked there, I taught English at businesses, so I taught business English. But then you get into regional differences. UI for SF would have to be greater than. I think you got cut off. Yeah. Well, I imagine that would be true. I imagine it would be different than Podunk, Alabama. Oh yeah. That's when issues start popping up. But maybe. So I live off disability, so I sort of have basic income. Take it from me, it's very basic living. But I also imagine that basic income could be indexed by. So in the army, right? In the army, you get this. You get pay. There's So in the army, you get not. Oh no, I think it is very complex, but certainly. My brother took some. Oh, got cut off. In Denmark, you're expected to work full time when your baby is 1.5 years old max. At the 1B day, they give you your kid the daycare. It's certainly be super easy to screw it up. What I was saying though was that I believe we have the ability to sort of work out complex problems. But no, what I was going to say was that in the army, when you have, I never got it because I wasn't married, but they have money they give you. I can't remember what it's called now. Per diem? I can't know. But they give you money for your spouse and your children. They give you a certain amount of money, but that money then has a multiplier based on cost of living for the area. So if you are living in Podunk, they give you a certain amount of money.
More infected, I'm fine.
But if you are living in a place that has a higher cost of living, then they give you more money. So I imagine that there could be like a base level universal income that could then have a multiplier based on the cost of living of that specific location. That is what I imagine could be. I mean, like, I just feel like if we wanted to, we could do it. Here we go. What am I doing? I feel like working out complex problems would be easier if the people affected don't have to live... Well, drummer boy, that is also true. That is also a true statement. It is difficult to work out complex problems when you're worried about food, you know? Okay, hey, could you, oh, sorry, I need to turn this on. Sorry about that. But I also think that there are people who want other people to be suffering.
Let's try the gate.
Like because it is...
Ha, you did it!
Yeah, come on through.
For complicated reasons. Maybe good reason. Like, there are people... And, like, I know that sounds really harsh, but I was talking to somebody about...
Those clickers. You think they're the fireflies?
No. No, I don't think so.
Why would they have infected so close to the lab?
Well, Bill used them as a form of defense. Maybe they're doing the same.
Yeah, I could see that.
Or they're all dead. Sorry. I mean, are we not going to have this conversation? Apparently we're not going to have this conversation. I mean, it looks to me like they're all dead, but whatever. It's cool. We don't have to talk about it. So I was having this conversation with somebody who, and I was talking about, this was like years and years ago, and I was talking about artists suffering. Yep, I heard that somewhere, so we don't need to pay artists well. Yes. No. This is what I mean. This is what I mean. I'm going to get off here. That always sounds really dirty. Get off the horse here and see if there's anything this way. So we were talking about minimum wage, and I was talking about how wait staff can be paid below minimum wage in the U.S., and like there are some wait staff that get paid like $4 because the idea is that, you know, they'll get tips, so they don't need to get paid minimum wage, I suppose. And I was saying that this is like not great because there are people who are actually, this was actually a complicated conversation that started off with him saying that he thought that people who were homeless for their own, it was their own fault because they should just get a job and then they wouldn't be homeless. And I pointed out there are people who do have full-time jobs.
No, nothing.
And are still homeless.
Yeah, I'd expect to see someone by now. Let's get inside.
Right, so it's like there are people who work full-time and who are still homeless because... Yeah, right, I mean... So we were talking about that, and I was like, hey, look, there are people, and they were like, well, basically it's all their own fault, and I was like, hey, because this was just after the Loma Prieta earthquake in San Francisco, and I was like, there are people who lost their homes in that earthquake.
What, university?
Yeah.
No, not as a student, at least.
Why not?
I wonder if there are
I had
things
Sarah
to
when I
pick
was
up.
pretty young.
Were you married?
For a while.
What happened?
What happened?
I wanted to know that too.
Too much?
Too much.
All right. And so he was like, basically like, and he was like, well, if they didn't want to be homeless, they shouldn't live in San Francisco where there are earthquakes. That's their own fault because there are earthquakes. And I was like, wow, you are so callous. Like, you just do not care. Like, there are people who live in places where there are earthquakes or floods. And, like, I feel like maybe you should not be so mean. But, you know, he didn't care. And then we got into the conversation of
Going back.
minimum wage. And I was talking about how wait staff often get paid under minimum wage. And it's hard for them to eat. And then they live and they have to then be on welfare and all that. And he didn't believe in welfare either. And he also thought that people should be able to be paid less than minimum wage if that's what it is. And I was like, but then what if, like, but then they might starve to death. And he's like, well, that's their own fault because they're lazy. And I was like, oh my God. Yeah. And then I said, but like, what is the problem with just making sure that people don't? Well, you know, I was trying, PH. I was trying to, like, maybe see if I could get that person to a slight different space. And this was this moment when I was like, but, you know, what is so wrong with having people who are wait staff having enough money so that they can live off of what they make? Maybe not live super well, but just be able to live off of what they make at all. Like, what is so wrong with that? And the guy said to me, this is what he said, and I feel like it was, and here's the thing, PH, it was good that I had this conversation because I never think this way. This is not how I think about the world, and I didn't realize a person could think this way, and so having this conversation meant that I now know that people think this way, and I can now think about how can I maybe try to convince people to think otherwise now that I know that this is a thought process. So what he said to me was, he said, I don't want... Well, first he said that people who are wait staff are lazy, that's why they don't get paid well. And I said, but being wait staff is really hard. That's hard work. Like, that's physical labor. You're on their feet all the time. It's not easy. Hey, Empress Pookie. That didn't go. And then basically, so he said, like, it was hard. Then he said, like, if they were smarter, they'd have better jobs. Like, I was like, but somebody has to be wait staff, right? Like, we all want to go to restaurants, so somebody needs to work there. Oof. And so then, finally, he says to me, the reason why he doesn't want people who are waitstaff making better money was because he felt like if they made decent money, it would make him feel like he was left special, right? It would devalue him as a person. Yeah, I mean, I feel like serving a customer like this guy would be awful, right? Because because basically what he said was that as long as people make crap wages, it makes him feel like he's worth more because he makes more money than they do, and he would hate the idea that somebody made as much money as he did, because then it would make him feel like he was less valuable as a person, right? So his sense of self-worth was tied to the idea that there are people who made really bad wages. And I thought that was horrific. I was like, what? This is terrible, but yeah, I know, but like you're not special, pay the person. I know. There's something continue. There's something to the idea you spend years in school, you rise through the you're going to finish that thought, Odious, I know it.
Go, scoot.
The ranks, but your labor suddenly becomes equivalent to theirs. But I suppose the reason why it doesn't bother me so much is because presumably, well, first off, this is what I'll say. First off, people who do lots of, okay, all right, wait. Hey, Emperor Spooky. Here's what I'll say. I think one of the reasons why I'm not like is because that's just not reality. I mean, first off, there are people who do all that, and they still get paid really well, and they're always going to get paid more than that minimum wage worker. Like, even if we raise that minimum wage is not going to get them brain surgery pay. Do you know what I mean? But also, I went to school for 12 years I went to school for like 12 years, or like maybe 11 years. But I actually think it fundamentally is selfishness. I mean, I think so, because, I mean, look, I went to school for 12 years. I have a PhD. I did all this studying. I worked so hard, and I busted my butt. And my starting salary was $50,000 a year. A manager at... wait, what are we doing? A manager at Starbucks makes more money than I do. Or did. I'm making more money now. Lots of people made more money than I did, but you know what? So what? You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. I mean, I don't feel like I deserve to make more money than a manager at Starbucks just because I went to school for 11 years. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, I mean, and I worked really, really hard, and I do think that I probably should get paid more. But do I feel like I should get paid more than an elementary school teacher? No. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like I'm better than the elementary school teacher. And, like, there are people who didn't go to as much school as I did who make more than I do, and you know what? I think that's okay, too. Hey, DCQ Sal, it is nice to see you. How are you? Right now, I'm trying to figure out what I need to do with this thing. Oh! Alright, go and chat with your boyfriend. I hope that goes well. And, you know, say hi to him from the Battle Buddies. Welcome in, DCQ Sal. How is your weekend going? And, what are you doing? You're an well, and Jared's correct. It is true, giving everybody a living wage doesn't mean equal pay. And I suppose I am a generous soul, but I feel like not being generous doesn't really do anything for me. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I also just think I would feel really bad. I think I would... Oh, okay. Like I said, I don't... Yeah. Well, this is true. Okay, so... Now, let's try the gate, and it won't work. Yep.
It's rusted shut. I'll have to find another way.
Yep, and it's going to be that... We totally can. We're going to use the dumpster. The dumpster. Yeah, but the thing is, I also... See, the things I think you're right about that you do have to work to get over reptilian logic, but I don't know how much of it is reptilian logic, to be honest, and how much of it is the way that we have structured our society. Oh, well, that worked.
All right, not what I had in mind, but it'll do.
And so let me give you an example of what I mean. So there's evolutionary psychology, and that was very satisfying. And there are a bunch of evolutionary psychologists who have argued that men rape women just because it's a natural thing to do. That's just how men are. It's evolutionarily, it's an evolutionary thing that men just rape women. It's like, and so you really can't blame men for doing it because, you know, it's just how men are. And they give you these reasons for it. They're like, well, in the caveman days, like this is their thing, right? Okay. In the caveman days, men had to just have sex with women all the time to sort of spread their seed so that they could have, so that their gene pool could survive. Like, there's this whole sort of thing about this and about how in the caveman days, men would just rape women all the time, and so therefore it's just a natural instinct for men to rape women. And so what can you do about it? And they wanted to go back to the lizard brain thing as a reason for rape. Now, these two women, one of whom was an anthropologist. No, I'm not saying that's what you said. No, I'm trying to explain a thing about lizard brain. I'm not saying you said that, Odious. I'm talking about evolutionary psychologists who use the idea of lizard brain to justify things. So this anthropologist and I can't remember what the other person does. Maybe a psychologist. All right, so we need to figure out where we're going here. They they went into the Amazon and they found people who were still hunter-gatherers who were living right in a also yes, Volpez civilization, but who were living in right this sort of hunter-gatherer the way it would have been back in the day, and there was almost no rape at all in that society because if you raped someone, you would be shunned by that tribe, and then you would die. Oh, maybe we need to go here. No, apparently not. Maybe we'll try the other side of that truck. Because if you did things like that, the community would shun you, and then you couldn't live outside of the community because you needed other people there because hunter-gatherer society, and so then you would die, right? So this idea being that in this moment of hunter-gatherer societies, often people are not super selfish or super taking advantage of other people because they can't afford to, right? Like they can't afford to do things like that because their life is so... because if they don't have each other, they will die. All right, so here's the question. Where am I going? Like, we just got through here, but you know what? We're going to use this. This is what we're going to do. We're going to continue using this as a way to climb up on this truck. This is what we're going to do. This is our idea. Yeah, it's totally dumps related. Right, so the idea that... So two things. One is Vulpus's point that we live in civilization. We actually aren't cavemen anymore. So, right, good point. That is a very good point that I think we should not forget. But also, of course, that it actually isn't true that in these moments of hyper scarcity, people do just sort of go into some kind of really selfish, me-only space.
All right, we're inside. Come on, kiddo, give me your hand.
Which, you know, and actually, thinking about you, Odious, and I feel like you know this, right? Because you're so tribe-oriented that the tribe takes care of itself.
Around.
Right? Like, and I think in many ways that your existence, as it were, is Yeah. I think selfishness is learned, and I actually think you need a certain. This is going to sound pretty weird, but I think you need a certain level of security to be selfish. Or there needs to be a certain level of. Yes, that's exactly right. I agree with that. I think there needs to be a certain level of structural security in order to be able to have selfishness. Because if we are all doing subsistence farming, and that is all we've got, and actually maybe we don't even have farming at all, and at any moment we could all die, then we have to work together. But when you have surplus farming, maybe you're really poor, but you're not in a space of right. I think a lot of lizard brain logic is just a reduction to our worst attributes, which doesn't have a basis. Yeah. Also, certain ways to sort of. Yeah.
All right. Let's
Yeah.
see what we got.
Don't you think there should be another toolkit around here somewhere? I mean, I feel like there should be. Lizard brain feels like a word invented to excuse bad behavior. I think that's also true. Yeah. So I'm gonna go back to that place, but I feel like we've got more. For example, Boys Will Be Boys. I totally agree with that too. And I think that, and the thing is, one of the things I think is so cool about right, and because like ODS, for those who don't know, ODS sort of has this sort of cool background where people, his sort of family structure is very communal and clan oriented, I suppose. Like they take care of each other and they take care of others. And I think, and like that's important to them. I mean, boys will be boys, but there's consequences to everything. And also, boys don't have to be boys in that way. Do you know what I mean? Like there are a lot of different ways to be a boy, and not all of them have to be being mean to people. Because not all boys are mean to people. There are a lot of boys who are really nice to people and take care of other people and are kind.
Time to go to work.
That's all. All right, what do we got here? Oh, we've got a lot of stuff. So we can upgrade a bunch of things. None of that. We can upload the hunting rifle. Ooh, and armor piercing. Yes. Right there. Armor piercing. That is my life. That is my life. Right there, I want you to know. Yeah, right? And I think that, right, so like here, ODS's history is this really great example of other ways of structuring interpersonal relationships. Do you know what I mean? And I think that those ways are also historical, right? Like we also have historical precedent for those ways of being. Time zones do suck, it is true. I mean, I'd argue that a lot of Boys Will Be Boys' attitude is due to selfish individualism. That's also fair. Which, yeah.
Yoo-hoo!
Oh.
Fireflies! Care for mankind over here. Anyone?
Just keep it down until we figure out what's going on.
This is bad, everybody. Like, you know this, right? Like, this is all bad. Like, just... real quick, I'm gonna see if I can make some bombs. Let's make a bomb. And then let's make a health kit, because health kits are #1. And close that. That is part of the beauty of this game. Yeah, health kit. And so I think that, I mean, and I'm gonna be really upfront. I'm a little hippie, you know. Like I actually tend to believe in goodness in people. I took to the Leviathan concept in college a bit. College, which I'm still kind of thinking through. Utilitarian stuff makes so much sense. you know things are always going to go downhill, and you can't do much about it. A lot of the traditional shame mechanics, while not always correctly or fairly used, have evaporated in this day and age. Although, I don't know, Odious, Americans are really shame-based. Like, Americans are we've got so much shame in U.S. culture, because, it might be different in Europe, although Germans did a really good job of shaming people as well, actually. But Germans are a bit more communitarian. But, see, Americans have a lot of shame, but that shame doesn't bring them to communal work, right? Like, that shame is all about, like, personal sexual shame. Like, Americans have a lot of... all the shame, none of the guilt. Americans have a lot of... Oh, let's use the shiv to open this door.
All right.
Have a lot of, like, weird shame that doesn't spur them to help other people, though. Just spurs them... And... Toolkit. I mean a more Amish or other cultures where it's a social mechanic and corrective behavior. I shouldn't have posted that on my Facebook. Ooh. American shame is more the pride side of shame, in contrast to Japan shame culture. Germany is super good at shaming people. That is also true. So yeah, like there are different kinds of shame, and shame works differently, and I think all that is very interesting. But I will note about the way in Amish culture, for example, there's a lot of domestic abuse in Amish culture and violence against women and children, and they use shame to make it so that you don't say anything about it. So the problem with sort of like shame as corrective is that some things don't get corrected and some things do. And some of the things, sometimes that shame can be used to like just not have these conversations, and that can be problematic. Yeah, I mean, it's just... And then, of course, I think about... And then I think about... I think since I have the new... let's see. I can now hit level 4 things. So, what should we upgrade, everyone? Should we upgrade our shotgun some more? I think we course-corrected too heavily, though. There has to be a middle ground. I don't think you need to use shame to get people to course-correct, though. Also, who you are to decide that I should feel shame for not wearing the correct clothes, society. I mean, one thing is, I don't think that shame is a good way to get to do course correction. I think, because shame ends up... It's like I don't think beating someone is the best way to get them to learn to not be violent or to do what you want. I think that shame... it does make you think about the driving motivations of a culture. I think that things like love and reason and empathy, I feel like empathy is a way better way to get people to course correct than shame. Like, yeah, because all right, so we need to upgrade our stuff. What are we gonna do? I'm vastly oversimplifying this, but aren't movements like Me Too and Black... I actually don't think so. I don't think that's about... I don't think Black Lives Matter is about shame. And I think that Me Too is... I don't think of them as about shaming people, because Black Lives Matters is about... Black Lives Matters is about empathy. It's about trying to get you to empathize with black people so that you don't murder them, right? So and Me Too, that is also about... That's about... I think both of them in some ways are about empathy, because Me Too is about saying, this is what happened to me, this is how it impacted me, I hope you can gain empathy for that so that then you don't do it anymore. And I think there's also... I think Me Too, a bit different than Black Lives Matter, is also about trying to make people realize how widespread this is. Oh gosh, it went by so fast. I also wonder about how history shapes that. Like, colonialism, for example, is vastly considered bad, but I don't think it was done malicious. It's also about admitting guilt, not so much about shame, more using shame as a tool, and the law to correct them. Oh, tool. Oh, I just missed a bunch of stuff. All right, I need to know what else I should be... All right, hold on. Let me see what kind of ammunition I have, so I can figure out what I should be doing here. So I don't have a lot of ammunition on my hunting rifle, which makes me sad. I have a bunch of ammunition for that gun, which isn't too bad. Let's... By the way, I love the academic foxhole. Y'all are so amazing. Let's do... spread. Let's do that. I know, it really does need scrolling chat. It's kind of crazy. In order to feel guilt, there must be some level... No, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. I actually don't think guilt and shame are that way. I also think we're blurring the differences between shame and guilt here as well. I think that's true. Also, I don't always know if guilt is the most useful thing, to be honest, in terms of, like, feeling guilty, because people often feel guilty and don't change their behavior, right? They're like, oh, I feel like they'll use guilt as a form of self-indulgence. Let's add clip capacity. I should probably reduce recoil at some point as well. So like that's the thing that that people will be like, oh, I feel so guilty that this happened, but then they just like sit there like feeling bad about themselves and kind of feeling good about feeling bad about themselves, but then they don't change their behavior. So there are ways in which guilt can be non-productive, and I see that a lot with certain kinds of ally movements, where people will just sort of use guilt as a way to sort of make themselves feel better about themselves in some kind of a way, but not actually change their behavior at all. So guilt in the action's absence, and shame is not necessarily a motivating factor. Shame is like, oh, I just, like, these things can be very self-indulgent, right? They can just be very inward-facing, and then you never actually change your behavior, which, not useful.
Nothing useful.
Yeah, we have but a bunch of medical mumbo-jumbo.
I don't get it.
Looks like they all just packed up and left in a hurry.
So where did they...
Maybe not all of them.
Stay close.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So this becomes like the thing, right? Oh, but see, the thing is, oh, right, you shame I see what you're saying, Volpez. You shame someone, but I feel guilty, right? Like, nobody has to shame me. I might feel guilty about a thing I did myself, but then you might shame me. This is interesting, Volpez. I'm liking this distinction between shame and guilt as being externally applied versus internally felt. This might give us something interesting. Fascinating. I feel like this is a useful distinction that we can maybe do something with. But of course, people internalize shame, right? And here, I'm thinking about identity, right? I'm thinking about sexuality, and society shaming people for their sexuality, saying you shouldn't be homosexual, and then people committing suicide, right? I mean, that happened all the time, or right, because they thought that there was something wrong with who they were, because they were shamed, and then they harmed themselves in various ways. And so shame can be used, right, to harm people. They tried to shame me into losing weight, but made me overeat like crazy, telling me all the shit, right? Oh, so there's another example of where the shaming process becomes one of harm. In the psychology academia, guilt is about feeling bad about doing something, where shame is about being a bad person. It's action versus identity. Ooh, that's also another good... That's another good distinction? Ooh, I like that too. That's another good distinction that I think is useful. We're going to just take out the shotgun for a moment and see what we can find. You know, this place is so empty. I hope they're alive somewhere. Ooh, we're going to look at this recorder. Guilt is about an action. Shame is about an identity. Jared, that is really, really good. Let's play this.
Lost 2 more guards to infected attack.
Oh.
They're about to go have another goddamn meeting about the safety of this lab.
Oh.
All of our equipment is here. All of our data is here. All the personnel have gotten used to living here.
Oh, Empress, tell us more.
On another test. Otherwise, this incompetence will drive me insane.
Gang, guess what? This is super cool. So you know, I'm wearing these headphones, so I'm getting all the audio. But the audio for the recording is coming out of the speaker on the. This is a speaker, right? On the headset, the handset, the controller. How cool is that?
We lost 2 more guards to infected attacks.
How cool is that?
They're about to go have another goddamn meeting about the safety of this lab.
Oh.
All of our equipment is here.
Empress Pookie, tell me more about this.
Is here.
And MTO.
All the personnel have gotten used to living here.
Talk about lizard brains.
On another test. Otherwise, this incompetence will drive me insane.
This is really cool. Like, you can't see it because you're not in the living room with me, which I wish you all were. But that is really cool. Like, this is what I mean by, like, this game having all these great little details that make all these, like, little difference details. I mean, that's very cool. It doesn't look like there are infected in here, but I wouldn't be surprised for a jump scare. You know. Just saying. Yeah, shame for who you are versus guilt for what you've done. That's good. But I'm a stubborn ass and shown them the finger. Good. And so I think if you look at survival games, the people that descend into murder hobos are the ones with the most gear. Ooh, MTO. MTO. I really like that observation. I like that observation a lot. Okay, I think. Right, I've got stuff I need to have. I need to keep my stuff. I need to have more stuff. Ooh, I like that observation. When you have what you... I think, speaking of survival games and murder hobos, or lack thereof, Legacy is still a game you need to play. Life Among the Stars. Yes. Ah, yes, ODS. It looks really good. It looks really good. I wonder if there's if there are any Legacy games going on at Gen Con. The only thing left in a lot of situations becomes hoarding. Yeah. The bricks are so shiny. Yeah, this is interesting. I think maybe it's at those extremes. You know, when you have nothing, then, it's... wait, sorry. Here's another bit of statistic that I think is really interesting. For me, I think it's interesting. Maybe you'll find it interesting. It comes to donations and giving, like people giving money to charity, charitable giving. And apparently, in terms of percentages of their income, poorer people give more money to charity than more well-off people. So if you are, like, poor people give a lot, and rich people, of course, give a lot, maybe not as in terms of large percentages, but middle-class people don't give as much on average. So it seems like if you have nothing, then you might be more willing to be giving. If you have a lot, then you can feel secure in giving, because, I mean, But if you're in that middle and you're feeling precarious, then you hoard. So I feel like it's that sort of maybe the middle space where you're more likely.
No bodies. That's good, right?
I think it is good. A lot of the teens were guys who have a hard time being part of the LGBT community, and they get so much crap about it. There were also other, this is where we got cut off. Type the rest of that comment. For the horde, the battle cry of the middle class. Ah. Oh, the bourgeoisie. Oh, the bourgeoisie. You know what I feel like I should be doing here right now? And I probably shouldn't be thinking this way, but I feel like I should be reloading all my weapons just in case. But maybe I'm fine. Kids who were overweight, missing a limb, and most of them were part of the LGBT community. They were closer to punching their tickets till Oh. Till... I get cut off on the PS4 because we don't...
Shit.
What's going on?
So it's probably clickers, right?
No, clickers don't hide.
Uh-oh. Okay. What's that? Human? But if they're not hiding, then I assume they are not also raiders? That's what made so much sense about the Leviathan to me. Everyone trying to get their own. There isn't peace until everyone agrees not to fight, but no one trusts each other, so they assign arbitration to the Leviathan. Oh. Do you think we should keep going back? Oh, my buddy called me in and I talked to them and they were surprised when I sat there and listened to them. Well, that's another problem, isn't it? That people often just don't ever listen to people and they don't feel heard. And actually, you know, here's the thing. I know that we've had this discussion. Well, I've had this discussion with some people. Some people wonder about my talking to trolls who are being super trolly. And I probably talk to trolls maybe like 15 minutes longer than I should, but fungal X-rays. X-rays of fungal growths on patient's brain. I hope they weren't doing creepy experiments. Hold on. Fungal X-rays. Zoom in. Oh, that's probably why they had some of the infected around, because they wanted to do experiments on them. Didn't Karen Blixen say that the middle classes are the most controlling in any way or form? So, sorry, I'm a bit multitasking. No, it's fine. I think that's true. I told them that I've also gotten a lot of shit for different reasons, and I suffered for a while. Yeah, see, this empathy. So, like, I probably talked to trolls for maybe 15 minutes longer than I should, because some of them are just really operating out of bad faith. But I feel like if I at least listen...
Jesus.
If I at least listen some, then there might be a chance that by listening to them, maybe they can...
No fireflies either.
Develop some kind of empathy,
Well,
and
maybe in all that research, they turned into fucking monkeys.
It's so funny this is Ashley Johnson, isn't it?
Search and we'll find something.
That maybe I might have a chance of making them less a troll? You know? This reminds me of a story, folks. And I am not this guy because he has even more patience than I do. Like, he has way more patience than I do. And I have a lot of patience. But I read this story about this guy. He's an African-American guy, black guy. And what he does is he befriends members of the Ku Klux Klan. There's a dark joke in my family: trust the rich man, for he needs nothing. Trust the poor, for he dreams of nothing. Never trust a man in... I'm going to assume you're going to say in the middle. Never trust a man in the middle, for he wants and dreams. May not be so inaccurate in certain ways. Ooh. Oh yeah, right, MT, you've heard of this guy, right? So he goes and he befriends Ku Klux Klan members, and it takes him like 5, 6, 7 years. Happy Saturday, Mrs. Dunsell, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. But like, it takes him like sometimes upwards of 10 years to convince that one Klansman not to be racist anymore. But finally one day I decided not to care about them and give them the finger, because all I now know is that we have dark days. We also have people who love us. Yeah, that's right. So this guy spends like sometimes 10 years to get that one guy to stop being a racist. And that is a lot of patience. In the process, he has to deal with a lot of really hostile crap, and his life is in danger because he does it. And then after 10 years or 5 years, he converts one person to stop being racist. And so here's the thing. He does that by listening to them and by being, you know, empathetic. And Subtitles off? Why? Why are subtitles off? I do think...
For the fireflies, they've all left.
Yeah, no shit.
I'm dead.
Social
Or I
media...
will be soon.
A lack of patience, yeah.
Time to
I
reflect.
agree, ODS.
Been years that felt like we were... Fucking thing was a giant waste of time.
That's true, ODS.
I'm not gonna do this anymore.
Come on.
Looking for the others. They've all returned to St. Mary's Hospital in Salt Lake City.
Okay.
You'll find them there. Still trying to save the world. Good luck with that.
Okay.
Do you know where that is?
I know the city.
Is it far?
It ain't close. I mean, on horseback.
What?
Uh-oh.
Fireflies?
Get down!
Nope. Not fireflies. Not fireflies. Pause.
What the fuck are these guys?
It don't matter. We know where to go. Let's get the hell out of here.
Okay. Pause. I want to know why my subtitles are off. I don't like that. Yeah, like self-reflection, and it takes work and it takes time. Now, I will say something. I am not going to spend 10 years to convince one person not to be terrible. That guy does that, and I honor him, and I think that is amazing and wonderful, and, like, good on him for doing it. I don't want to spend 10 years for one person. I would rather spend 1 year for 10 people. And I feel like there are 10 people who are kind of sketchy, but can be talked to and worked with, and then I can get 10 people in 1 year. So at the moment, but that does also take patience and empathy and love and listening. But then, like, for me, when I'm dealing with trolls, I try to figure out, is this a troll that I think can be talked to in a reasonable amount of time, or is this a person that I'm gonna need to take like 2 years to work with? If it's a person that I need to take 2 years to work with, I don't have that time right now, so no, because we're also on the internet. If it's a person I think I can talk to and maybe get them to go somewhere and work with them, then I will. So like I will spend more time than some folks will, because I won't just necessarily cut off a troll immediately, because I do want to have a conversation and maybe we can come to some kind of understanding, and I hope I will learn something too. But if they're like just really hateful and toxic and being really horrible and I don't think I can get to them, then I'll be like, okay, and scene. Hey, Slayer Man 777. And when you're redeeming them, their behavior still influences the people around them. It is a balancing act. I posed something about Jacob Holt in the Discord. Okay, so look, I want to know why my subtitles went off. Why did they go off? I want them on. Back. I'm black, it doesn't bother me. What doesn't bother you? What doesn't bother you, Slayer Man? The Ku Klux Klan? What doesn't bother you? I cut trolls immediately. I stream for leisure and have no time for that noise. Mm-hmm. Right, and I think that's also like a very valid thing. Some people are like, I just don't want to deal with it. So you don't mind the Ku Klux Klan? Some people don't. I mean, now the Ku Klux Klan, they murder black people, and that does bother me. They also murdered Irish people, not Irish people, they murdered Italian people and also Jewish people. The Ku Klux Klan murdered a lot of people. And, like, murdering people and terrorizing people does bother me, but it doesn't bother everyone. So, you know, and then, this is true. So, you know, for me, it just depends on, I think everybody is going to have different levels of comfort with violence and injustice.
Behind you!
Oh! Nope! And you! Nope! Ouch! Oh, I should watch that film. But I'm also on the smiting side of things. But Trooper, I want you to know I have tons of respect for the fact that you try. I do try. I mean, I do also realize that there's a moment where that's not going to work anymore, and then you have to cut your losses. So, like, I do know that there's, like, a limit. Like, I know there's a limit to it, especially when, and that limit for me is when they start harming other people in the community, and then we're done, right? Like, once you start harming other people in the community, then I don't have time for you. But up until then, up until then, I do have time for people. Okay, we've got some villains, and they're gonna try to flank me. Just note it.
Fuck.
There they are. There we go. Ouch. Ouch. Okay, this is not good. This is not good, everybody. This is really bad. Ah! Heal, 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 heal! Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on! Go! Alright, and Molotov cocktail. And also maybe, also perhaps over here, a smoke bomb. Actually, maybe I don't need it. Okay, I'm out of Molotov cocktails. Oh. I want to see the film Black Klansman. I hear it's based on a true story, so it's interesting. So violent.
Jeez.
Okay. What do we got here? We need to swap this out for the shotgun. Oh. Okay, gang. We're gonna get through here, and then we have to cut off for the day. So the thing is, when it comes to Black Klansman, I've read the story about it, like the historical story. It seems really, really interesting. I'm interested in it, but the question is, do I have time? And I often, like, so it is going really well. I will say that Black Klansman is a film that that I'm interested in seeing, and if I have time, I will see it. I just don't know if I will actually have time to see it. But it is a film I would totally see. I like how our bad guys are using a flare to I want some shrimp lo mein. Oh, shrimp lo mein would be delicious. Oh, hi! We've got some problems. I need to get down. Oh! Oh. Hey, everybody. First aid. Just some first aid. And one of those. It's okay. It's fine. We're just gonna kill some people. Don't even worry about it. I can't craft anything. Yeah, no, I would love some shrimp lo mein. Who are these people? Also, Slayer Man, why are you making me think about shrimp lo mein and now I'm hungry? It's fine. It's alright. I'll survive somehow. But now I really want shrimp lo mein. No crafting. Dang it. Oh, let's pick up a brick. I saw Sally post about getting sushi. Ooh, you know, I didn't like sushi for a really long time, and then I went to I had a friend of mine who... Look at this! Gang, this is like a real, organized group of people who are trying to murder us. Like, they've got flares and everything. Wrong thing. Bad news. And one more health potion. Oh, they do say your taste buds change every... Do they really? Oh, that's interesting. I like that idea. I actually had to go through I actually went through a whole process to get those taste buds to change. I went and I did I know, I'm super glad friendly fire is off, because that would be awkward. I went through a whole thing. Yeah, it would have been really bad. Oh, hi. Okay. Let's do this. We're gonna just sneak out and shoot. Oh, hey. Nope. Ah! Sideways. Serpentine. Not what I wanted. Hey, DCQ Sal. There we go. Welcome back! I've been getting shot in ways that I find unfortunate. Just so you know. But I didn't die, so that's really good. Welcome back. Hey, oh, by the way, everyone, one of y'all who are in the who are here, will one of you drop the link to the Discord? Oh! No, get off me. Get off. No. Get off. No. Oh! 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 Ooh! Oh! Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's bad. Ooh! Yeah. Ooh, that's bad, everybody. I feel like this is going to be where we're going to stop this stream for today once we get past this scene.
What do you want me to do? What?
Oh. Oh. Oh gosh.
I need you to pull.
Okay.
Alright, you ready?
Oh, this is bad, everybody.
2,
Here we go.
3.
Oh! 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 Odious?
Damn horse.
Can you... Oh. I feel like this scene is almost over, right? I feel like... Nice! Welcome to our Discord. We talk about all the stuff. Odious, I wish you were here in this game in real life. Oh, thank you for the follow! If we were doing my Mac stream, you could see my strange, creepy music that I do.
The window?
Oh. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is not good. Odious, if you were if you were here, you'd be able to, like, help him, because you've got medical skills. Oh no. Oh gosh.
Alright. Just stay here.
Oh.
Let's leave this asshole.
Ellie. Those were my friends you killed.
Nope.
You want to do this the hard way?
Now. Toxic Masculinity would say, hey Joel, walk it off. You're fine. Don't even worry about it. Oh.
We gotta get you out of here.
Oh gosh, gang. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in.
Hey, Joel.
Oh.
Come on.
It's true, he's not okay. Like, you can't walk this one off. You need, like... Oh, so here's it. Oh, she's got... So, Odious, I wish you were there.
Go in here. Hurry.
So that you could heal him, but I wouldn't want you to be there, because then you'd be in a zombie apocalypse, and that would suck. Come on, Joel.
You're doing good. Just keep at it.
Sad to say, sir, I'd probably wait until I had at least 5 or so cousins.
Oh, man.
This kind of action hero should get you killed. Oh, yes.
Well, can you walk?
Is there
Yes.
loot?
Then fucking walk.
Was there loot? I think I just missed some loot.
Come on.
Oh,
There's the exit. Just a little bit more. Come on.
I know I killed his friends, but maybe he shouldn't have been trying to kill me.
Hey,
Come on.
Joel.
Behind you.
What?
Behind you.
Ellie.
Come on.
He's got a gun.
Back.
He's got a gun.
Oh, Ellie.
Shit.
Oh, no. Oh, my gosh.
Joel.
Yeah, he does have bigger problems than loot.
Stand up.
It's true. It's true. I'm sorry if I missed loot.
All right.
Oh, my gosh. This is like... We gotta get to the horse.
Oh God. I get you out of this. You're so singing for me.
This is fair.
You wish.
No, you should sing. Maybe not right now. Oh my goodness. Gang.
Wait here. I'll get the door.
Take your time.
My shots were off.
Come on.
Do you think we're using ammo?
There you go.
Ooh.
Fuck.
Yeah, you don't get to steal. Oh, wow. She's getting really good.
Just get the horse.
All right.
She's becoming a very good shot. Good for her. PH, I love that comment. Jill has bigger problems than loot. Come on. You can do it. I don't know. Oh my goodness. How are you going to heal that big spike through your gut? I mean, luckily it's a stomach wound, which means you'll just bleed out slowly. But, I mean, that's bad.
I think we're
bad.
safe. Joel? Joel? Shit. Joel.
Oh.
Ah.
I'm glad.
Get up.
Remember, Ellie's the actual
tell me what
protagonist
to
of the
do.
series. Oh, that's fair.
You gotta get up.
Come on, Joel. Joel? I think this is where we... That's right, we're in fall, now we're in winter. I think this is where we actually paused the game for the day. Here, let's do that. Paused? Oh, actually, I don't think I can pause yet. Sorry, we've got to keep going. Sorry, we can't pause yet. This will be like the perfect moment, but we have to wait. Whew. Well, oh. Sad dad games turned into sad orphan games. Wah, wah. Look at their... Oh. Sorry, I was going to say look at their graphics. Still, look at their graphics.
This won't last very long.
Wow. I was like, look, oh, I hope Joel's okay.
You'll just startle it.
I wasn't, I know, and you're just like, surprise! Surprise! Oh, are we gonna be playing as Ellie now?
Where'd you go?
Whoa! Okay. Gang, this is where we gotta go. My goodness. First off, thank you all for being here. Everyone who's been here, all the new folks, all the new followers, all the old folks. It's been amazing to have you here. Thank you so much. I'm Trooper SJP. This is the Academic Foxhole. I stream on Thursdays and Saturdays. Thursdays games on my Mac, and then Saturdays on the PS4. We're playing Last of Us. Noon on Saturdays, 6 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursdays. However, next week I will be at Gen Con, so I will not be streaming at my regular times. I may not stream at all, but if I can get my smartphone to work, I will try to go and do maybe a live thing just to say hey from Gen Con so you can see the stuff, give it a walk around. I will try to see if I can do it, but we will see. Now you know why they were showing you. Yeah, this is true, because now we're going to be Ellie. I can't wait to come back and play with you all, not next weekend but the weekend after. It was my pleasure to be here for you, Ice Bunny. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Do good by yourself. Everybody here, take care of yourselves. Love each other. Be kind. Get some good food. I need some shrimp lo mein, clearly. I really want shrimp lo mein now. And I'm going to get some food. I will see you all later. I will catch you on the Discord if not somewhere else. And remember, I forgot, now we have a goal for 500 followers. When we get to 500 followers, I will be doing a stream in Pig Latin. That's our 500 follower goal, stream in Pig Latin. Okay, everybody, take care. I will catch you on the flip side. Be well.